Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Tour Ramblings. I will be your host for the next maybe 3 hours. I don't know, Ed, do I have enough to talk about for 3 hours? We will soon find out. We're going to do that every time now, right? Anyway, thank you, everyone. I see there's 13 of you guys watching. I know more are going to filter in. I love this. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I'm going to talk about the weekend because I ended up on a stream for like 5 hours um, with Payne. Well, actually on Payne's channel. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Anyway, hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. You guys picked up some stuff, hopefully. I know some of you aren't having such a wonderful day. Not going to talk about that. That's not about me. But one day I'm sure he will discuss it. Anyway, how's everyone doing? As you know, we got some pickups here. I believe, if I'm correct, both the Crimson Strike team and my Chuckles came in this week. So if you haven't watched those reviews, go ahead, take a look at them, watch them. And you know what I do find funny? This isn't on the show sheet here. If anyone that's monetized, they can see how much they make per mil, which is 1,000. It's actually funny. If there's a female character that I review, they actually pay less per 1,000. The Vipra, the Crimson Strike team. I don't want to say that YouTube is sexist, but it almost comes off that way. It's just kind of comical because I always look at it. But anyway, if you haven't checked those out, check out all the videos that I put out. Every single watch hour does help, and every like does help, as you guys all know, because a lot of you guys are content creators in here. So anyway, everyone hit that like button. 31 people here right now. Okay, so that was the pickups. So let me give a big thank you out to Bobby B of B's Battleground for last Thursday with a friend. It was really fun to finally sit down and meet him. He and I talk an awful lot. There's a few of you guys, you know who you are, that I talk to all the time. I bounce ideas off you guys. I want to try and find out what's making the show good, what makes the show bad, what you think I could do better. There's always stuff that you can do. And I look for constructive criticism. I know not everyone can take that, but I'm not one of those people. But if you haven't watched that, that show has already, and I removed the Lenny interview because it's unfair, but that has now become the highest watched Thursday with a Friend, which oddly enough, if you can believe it, the one that was in the lead before that was Allison, which was still the first one. So that was shocking because who would thought that your first one would still be your highest? But now she's been overtaken by B's Battleground. So later on, maybe later on in next year, if we have to come back around, maybe we'll try and get her to see if she can break that record again. So, and then this weekend, I was on with Payne. He took over doing Oz's thing for Saturday, where there's just a bunch of people. We rotate in and out. And I have to say this. They allow you to share your stream. And a lot of it has to do with helping the people that are on there to grow their channel, get new eyes on it. It makes it difficult for me, like if I was sharing with someone, because I hate the way that it breaks up. Like, unfortunately, if 5 people are sharing the stream, you can't read all the comments, but it does help get your eyes on other people. So anyway, the thing that I wasn't really expecting was when I shared it out, I'm looking at my views and I'm like, oh, okay, so my Thursday with the Friend actually beat my last Monday show, which was odd. And then I'm watching the show that I did with these guys, and I'm like, man, it's about to go past 400, which is going to smash right past my last week's video. So check it out if you haven't. That Saturday show is a lot of fun. There's a lot of conversation going on. Again, it's kind of what I'm doing with the the membership one that I'm doing once a month. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out every Saturday. They do it. I'm not always on it, but I don't need to be. I don't think people want to hear me that much. I can be kind of loud, and I might have opposing opinions compared to a lot of people. And I like having the back and forth. Other people don't always like that. I think a lot of people just expect, like, if you say something, just agree with it, move on. But I'm gonna, have my discussion. I don't want to say an argument, because arguments are, people think of them as fights. We can discuss and have difference of opinions and not hate each other. And then going into this week, so I've decided to push back Thursday movie flashback for Army of Darkness, and this Thursday we're going to have Shartimus Prime on at a special time of 6 p.m. So we're going to be talking about the Kickstarter. Hopefully we're going to be able to get into getting to know him a little bit more. Obviously a little bit of punk music. He is a punk rocker. I think it's going to be fun. We've heard a lot of what he has to say. I've heard a lot of what he has to say about about his Kickstarter, and some of the questions I'll be asking. I may be reiterating because I've heard it. It doesn't mean everyone else that's getting eyes on it has heard it. So tune in again, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's get into the chat. There's 34 of you guys right now here. And let's just start from the beginning. John Doe, you probably didn't see John Doe because he commented way earlier. JLS Comics, check out his channel. Awesome. PNC, a wonderful channel member. Ray Paz is here. Down South 77. Newfie 4024. I think that's the first time that I actually got it right on the first try. David R. Matthew Matson, the moderator. What he says goes. Todd C is here. Gregory is here. This is my 3D printer. So when you see all the beautiful 3D printed stuff here, most of it, some of it's my stuff, but most of it, the good stuff, is his stuff, believe me. Nolan, another wonderful channel member. Aaron Barnum, the toy enhancer. Now, I made a comment on this guy's video recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, telling him, hey, you know what, good job. He's a small channel. He did a GI Joe review. I made a comment, and then a week later, he commented. He said, hey, thanks a lot. Since you commented, I've been checking out your channel. Really good. I see him popping in here. He also just dropped a Helix video. So listen, I know we've all seen Bobby Beast, because let's be honest, everyone sees Beast Battleground already. He was the first one to get it out. Go check out Aaron's. He got his out. So check it out. Give him a follow. Give him a like. Support everyone. Listen, YouTube's a big platform. Cobb Webb, again, a wonderful guy. Check out his Instagram, his YouTube channel. Again, I can go on and on and on. But this guy here, he's constantly pushing other people's media out there. I know he sits there and he'll share on his Instagram. So seriously, follow these guys. They're out to help you. So you know what? Help them. Todd C is in the house. Viper Scout, another channel member. Woodman 29. Yes, Gregory, that armory in the background, that is a really nice printed one. I need to figure out who got that for me. And Mr. Wonderful, I hope you start having a better day. I'm not going to get into that because that is your business, not mine. But Dustin Jeffrey, I don't remember ever seeing your name here. And if you have been here, I apologize. And if not, welcome. Odin01, I'm just going to call you Odin. And Rex J-Con, hey there, man. I hope all is well. Don't be mad at me. I don't think I've seen you either. If you have, I apologize. If not, welcome. I love seeing new faces here. And here he is, Action Figs Ed. It is Action Figs, not Action. So when you hear someone call it Action, smack him in the face. Tell him it's Action, you dumbass. J. Albert Vargas. Russell Lemieux. I do believe Russell Lemieux made a little comment about me being. Did you make a comment about me being too slow on Bees Battleground? I see everything, just so you know. Lamont Knight is here, a Facebook user. Flaffle57. What up? Can't say. Currently at the Lions game. Oh, good for you. I got it on the TV right now. Payne's Toy Samples, who I think I talked a little bit about so far. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, I was surprised he only has like 180 subscribers. Get over there and subscribe to that. I mean, seriously, if you guys are here and at other channels like mine, and we're all part of one big group, so how are you not subscribed to everyone's? Bullwinkle is here. Listen, this is how listen. If anyone's wondering, this is how I get to 3 hours. I just go on and on and on. Crash, another wonderful channel member here. Yes, I was with you. When did that happen? Yeah, you know me. I'm just going on and on and on. Universal Universal Toy Hunter. Masterversal. I've been reading names too long. Masterversal Toy Hunter. James Lucas. Ted Darklaw. Listen, don't go there now. None of you. But I did just watch Mossman episode 3, and it's pretty damn funny, man. I'm not going to lie, man. It's pretty damn funny. I love the Mossman skits. They're so good. Thank you to Mossman for doing what he does. This guy, I know you. I've seen you. I'm calling you 78 because I don't know. No, I'm not going for 6 hours because that would be mean. That means I'm pretty much going to be waking up just to go right to right to work. Aaron, thank you so much, Lawrence. You're the man. Thank you very much. No, listen, we are part of a small community, and we don't need to fight amongst each other. Listen, if you don't like someone, you can move on. There are a lot of people that I like, but I don't like watching their content. Hey, you know what? You can still support them. Well, you did a wonderful job. And again, it was pretty cool that you clicked on that link and you followed me here. So I'm more than happy to throw it out there. And my guest from last Thursday and his figure, you guys do know it is figure. Dustin says, I checked out the Bees Battleground show and I'm back for more. Thank you very much, man. That honestly means so much. Comic Book Bin, I know I've never seen you here before because I would remember your little speaking bubble with the purple and the red. So, all right. Alex Martinez, listen, as I said before, this is me getting through 3 hours. Black Genghis is here. God, how do the people with like 500 people do this, man? Tony Fags, I gotta say hi to Tony. He is an awesome average customizer, by far the best average customizer out there. So check out his stuff if you haven't already. All right. Hey, we got to the end of the chat. That's awesome. Okay. Honestly, God, does it bother you that I ramble on for that much at the beginning? I'm assuming not. You guys are chatting with each other. So I want to talk about last week's show before I even get into it. I was not happy with last week's show. I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel it went well. It is a lower viewed one, and I watch my analytics. But what is crazy is I believe it has the most chats. It had over 1,600 chats between you guys. When I look at the chats and I see well over 1,000, we're usually almost always at 1,300 or more with chatting. It tells me that you guys are interacting with each other, and without you guys interacting with each other, the show would not be what it is. We've seen a lot of people that will sit up here for 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever they do, and it's hard to just watch someone or listen to what one person is saying. And without you guys interacting, so even if I feel like I'm a little slow or I'm not doing that well, and believe me, I've talked to Tony, I've talked to Matthew before, and I've said, oh, God, man, I think that show was awful. And they're like, no, man, it was awesome. The chat was going great. So just know that without you guys, like, you guys are making this awesome. This fool says average. I'm out. You ain't going nowhere. Black Genghis, last week's energy was weird. It takes effort to keep the vibes right. It does, man. And like I said, and it had nothing to do with the topic or what was going on. Even when I was going through the news, I didn't feel right. But I've had other ones like that. I've had some ones that like everyone, I mean, I get like 3 or 4 messages saying that, hey, that was awesome. I'm like, really? It just didn't feel right. And again, I know I'm going to ramble up here. I think you guys enjoy that. So, all right. So, let's see if I got through everything. I got through Oz. I got through Pain. I got through Bees. I got through Shartimus. I got through saying hi to the chat. The topic. Okay. So, the topic overview. And again, that's probably around the 11 o'clock hour, as we all know. And I want you guys to think about it, and we can discuss it a little bit. Obviously, discuss it when we get there. My question is, are GI Joe collectors toy collectors? And I know that sounds kind of stupid since GI Joe is a toy. But the more and more I see the Joe collectors, the more and more I see less and less of them being toy collectors. I have not watched the Pandaverse yet. Hold on. So the more and more I see a lot of these Joe collectors, and they ask questions in the different Facebook groups and stuff that you would think that the majority of toy collectors would already know. So that's something that we're going to get into, and it's kind of a debate that I've had with a lot of other people. And I do think that's why GI Joe is doing what it's doing right now compared to some of the other brands. So just something to think about for a little bit before we get to it. So, I don't really mention too often. Oh, I should again. Listen, there are links in the description. Amazon, Entertainment Earth, and Hella Dope Toys. All affiliate links of mine. They all help support the channel. Click on them and just do your business. Don't do your business. Do your business and click on links and order stuff. That's what you really should do. That's what we all do, right? Amazon, listen, if you order anything off Amazon, it definitely helps the channel. Entertainment Earth, it tells them, hey, you know what? Someone is still interacting with you. And Hella Dope Toys, it helps send stuff to our buddies, Ted and Aaron over there, who actually do a wonderful, wonderful job. So, and you get some discounts on some of them. But anyway, I want you guys to do that. There will be some new merch going up soon. I don't know when, but there is links to it. So you can get the Punk with Toys Vision Streetwear shirt, the original shirt that I did, which was the Jean-Claude Van Damme. No one seemed to really like that one. I thought it was a really great idea, and it just didn't go over that well. And then there's the dog and the dog with toys and a Roman with toys. So, but we do have a couple more coming, and I think some of these might be happening. And if you were watching on Saturday, you'll probably know what a style of something will be happening, hopefully fairly soon. So anyway, I do want to show off something here. Let me find it. Let's pull this thing up here. And this is all thanks to Mr. Wonderful Travis. He threw these together. And he threw this one first together. And I'm going to butcher some people here. First off, the dog, Ted. Ted doesn't even know the dog's name, if you can believe that. Says that New York Hardcore logo would look cool with a Punk with Toys instead of New York Hardcore. You know what? You know what? I like it. I know I got to get another one done first. Or Tony will yell and scream at me. So anyway, the dog here is Roman. Now, if you're looking at it, you may question just a little bit because someone was using a Rottweiler. But you get the gist of it. This is supposed to be me. Unfortunately, I haven't shaved my head in a while. We got Aaron here. Travis did it. Mr. Wonderful Travis. You notice he's kind of front and center. Next to him is Ted Darklaw, right? I apologize. I do not know who the next one is. I do apologize. I've never followed him. Ted, someone can tell me who it is. And then the last one, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be Ed Action Figs, and he has never looked this sophisticated in his life. Yes, he has long hair. But has he ever looked this sophisticated? We've all watched this Tuesday show. But hey, you know what? They didn't get the height right over here with me. Action Figs. It is Frank Realm of Toys 89. So check him out. Again, no offense to him. I just don't know who he is. We've never interacted. So John Cusack. So anyway, these are pretty cool. And then I'm talking, these were all these were all AI generated. Then he also sent me a couple other ones. This one I really do like. I think I like this one. He did change the color of the dog a little bit here. Yeah, he's a great photographer. Okay. Again, I know, like, I just don't know who he is, and again, I don't like to be like, yeah, you can say that to people that haven't met you in real life, but I've met you in real life. So I do like this one. You see Roman there. He did get the color a little bit closer. This one here, again, I like it. Still looks. I think he was still. Are you still using the Rottweiler here? So I look constipated. Don't we all look constipated when we're? Don't we all look angry when we're constipated? And then this one. I really like this one. It gives a softer side of Roman. Now, I don't wear shorts very often, but when I do wear shorts, it's normally that color. So I like this one. What do you guys think? Is this something that you would like to see on shirts, stickers, mugs, different things like that? Again, it doesn't cost me anything to do, but it does take my time, which whatever. So anyway, a couple different things. I don't know how to do eye creator. I mean, Travis is like literally just whipping them up, and he's throwing one at me, and he's like, "How does this look? How does this look?" I think it was pretty cool. I know we did some for the other guys. I know we're all hoping that we get this one some way. We'd all like to have this in the back of our live streams. This is me just patting myself on the back for something someone else did. Hey, listen, if Roman's not in it, if Roman's not in it, no one cares about me here. All right, let's be honest. Ray, so that is what I was insinuating. I've actually talked to him about that. From what I understand, he has to kind of retrace it, and then I think he's going to color it in. He added some stuff to it. And if you're watching the stream, then you know exactly there's a lot of stuff that got thrown into it. So it's one of those things where it's going to be a major inside joke, but I think it's actually pretty funny. And if you watch Saturday's stream, you'll see the picture quickly that gets thrown up there. And you got Roman's head tilt really, really well. So, all right. Okay, so let me take a drink, and then let's get into a little bit of the toy news. Look, I have successfully wasted 25 minutes. Len Shiva says, "You wear a hat every week. Why didn't he give you a hat?" Because when I shave my head, I don't wear a hat. But when I stopped shaving my head, I started wearing a hat. So I think he just went with bald. And I will go back to being bald again. Just it's cold here in Michigan. But I'll tell you what, you know what's kind of funny is I notice like when I'm not shaving my head, I start ignoring this a little bit more, and I get a little. It starts to get a little out of control, and I'm just so damn lazy on it. Shark Guy says, "Yo, Pumpkin Company, how are you all this evening?" Hey, I think everyone's doing absolutely wonderful. And Allison has jumped in here. Nice to see you, Allison. Listen, if you haven't followed Allison, you need to. She's wonderful. She has attitude. She's everything that we want in an eventual girlfriend, right? All right. So you may not know this, but they dropped a little HasLab. And that is the Ghostbusters, not Proton Pack, but the I can't think of the name. I'm not even trying to ruin it. But it has already funded. Headed back 10,000. Now I check out every one of these HasLabs, whether I'm going to back it or not. I'm always interested. Other big crowd funds, especially from major companies, I like to see what they're doing. We all knew that a Ghostbusters one was coming. I think this is great for anyone that backed the Proton track. I wanted to say this, but I think that's absolutely wrong. The neutrino wand is what you could buy on Pulse before that plugs into it, right? The PKG meter, got it right before anyone said anything. And then the ghost trap. Yes. Did I just do that out loud? I just really do that. See, like, but anyway, there was no way this was not going to fund. All right. They put the tiers at like 12,000 and 14,000, I think, and maybe 16,000. There was no way at 10,000 this was not going to fund. When they looked at what the Neutron or what the pack did, it's awesome for cosplay, and I think they did a really good job. So this is what you get with it, and it's only $300. Now, I know we say only, but I was watching some of Geek Dead Life, and he was talking about it. And they were saying, like, for the PKG meter and everything, just the straps that hold it on for the Maddie Collector one, I think, they were saying like those, the holsters for that's like $100. Now you get this if it hits a specific tier. For the first tier, you get I know a lot of people aren't happy with the tiers, from what I understand. Again, I don't care. I think giving Ray's cards are absolutely awesome. It's just something cool. That is such an iconic part of any movie, where he's just kind of sitting there tasing the one guy and then making sure the other girl, she's getting everything right. Oh, because he's trying to get a date. And let's be honest, if we were all young like that, we would do stuff like that too. All right. Russell says it's a huge joke. The stretch goals are the holsters. Yeah, I get that, but I think just by looking at it, and when you see what cosplay stuff goes for, $300 isn't bad. And from what I understand, it's the other thing was really good quality. But you're gonna get like this patch here, which I think everyone has, and then you get the blueprints, which we should get this with the GI Joe vehicles. And then we get, I think, a couple other stickers here. So then, yeah, with the second tier, you're going to get the holster for the ghost trap. And I know I've heard people kind of complain and laugh at the HasLab. Now, this is marketing 101 right here. You're slapping HasLab over the ghost. Who cares? You know, you're gonna have other ones. So, and I'm not backing it, so it doesn't matter to me. But I think it's pretty cool. And then the last one here is I know Jay was saying how this is the patch that he really does want. But yeah, and then you get a holster. Again, I understand what Russell's saying. You know, oh, I'm sorry, PKE. I'm sorry, PKG is a client of mine. I almost got it right. Okay, PKE. I'm sorry, PKG is a client of mine. You know, Dustin, when isn't everyone disappointed in stretch goals of HasLab? You are absolutely 100% correct. And we had that discussion on Saturday about the whole Glenda thing. Like, you're right. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, I mean, they could have given you a life-size Stay Puft Marshmallow Man made out of marshmallows, and people would have complained that it's not worth it because I can go buy a bag of marshmallows over at Kroger for $2. So you're absolutely correct on that. I said you can make your own. You can make your own, or he's for dirt cheap anyway. Back in the day, I used to slap the X-Men logo on my backpack. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, if you back the proton pack, you're gonna back this. I mean, this was a shoe-in for them. The question is, if they do another Ghostbusters HasLab, which I don't know why you would want to, are you going to venture into trying to do a toy? Patches. We don't need no sticking patches. Now I know this comes from another movie, but when I hear badgers, we don't need no sticking badgers, I think of UHF. When they're teaching dogs how to fly, or they're teaching poodles how to fly. Crowdfunding is a joke. Is a joke. An $11 billion company needs our money. They made $11 million on the Ghost, and that is just in the bank collecting interest for a year. I understand what you're saying. Billion-dollar companies are billion-dollar companies because they make less mistakes than more mistakes. You have to look at things from a corporate side of things. I know people don't like hearing that, and I know I get it all the time because people think I'm like a corporate shill, but you're looking at it from a consumer's point, and I understand that, but you got to look at it from another point of view. And feel free to go over and watch what Adam has to say. Highly articulated, or as he was changed because we found out that he's a big Super 7 Ultimate collector, moderately articulated. He had a lot to say about that, and again, a lot of people act like Hasbro is just this billion-dollar company based off their 6-inch figures, and they're not. That's a small dose of what they do. That's another topic that I have in mind to understand that Hasbro is not living off 6-inch adult action figures. Destro's Death, the next Ghostbusters HasLab will be a 1/12 scale firehouse. I can always hope that, again, I think that would be great, but I think what you have here is like, to me, this is saying like Ghostbusters fans are more cosplay fans. Now, I don't want to say they're more they are cosplay fans. Now, are they toy collectors? Kind of goes back to like my topic today of GI Joe collectors, toy collectors. So it'll be interesting. I think a lot of people like it. I don't know enough about the Ghostbusters brand and their fanatics and how they are. So, all right. Woo. Yeah, and listen, when people don't realize, like GI Joe, like all they have is classified. Where Marvel has all different, sizes, scales, different toys going on. Same with obviously Star Wars. So, all right, let's get into some McFarlane toys. There's actually not that much, at least not that I have here. But what I do have is this logo and Space Hog. Now, I'm not a huge McFarlane fan, but I gotta say this thing looks nice. I think everything on this looks nice, especially you got the dog, you got his little hog, Space Hog, and I think Lobo actually looks pretty good, especially for, again, McFarlane is all over the place when it comes to a lot of their figures, but I think this thing knocks it out of the park. Now, if you need to find it, I did post a link in the community tabs. I used my code to order this because it's an Amazon exclusive. Are we getting a Logo Batman soon? No, but we will probably get a Jokerized Lobo very soon. And hi, Realm of Toys. It is nice to see you. Nice to finally meet you. I feel like this is now a plant. Anyway, it's nice to have you here. Anyway, so I think this logo looks really good. The bike is really awesome. I love the dog. I believe it's $70, so like $69.99. And Matthew just updated us that the Rangers are up 3-0, top of the six. I'm actually rooting for the Rangers, man. Believe it or not. I don't even really like baseball, but I do like the Rangers. I like the Astros because of Justin Verlander, but because I'm gonna laugh when he retires and goes in the Hall of Fame wearing an Astros cap in Detroit. The Detroit Tiger fans go ape shit, screaming and crying that he shouldn't go in as an Astro. So anyway, back to Lobo and his space hog. I love the dog. It's not nearly as good or articulated as a GI Joe animal, and we'll get into that one later on for sure. But this thing looks awesome. I mean, the hair looks pretty cool. Lobo's just a crazy ass. Going back, he has two different hair. Here's the space hog all by itself. Again, I like this. I just think it looks really cool, and I don't think $70 is all that crazy. Listen, I don't care. A rumor is it that some college football team that I root for are also cheaters, and guess what? I don't give a shit. Win a national championship, and then I don't care because you can try and take it away. It won't matter because I watched it happen. So what is this here? We're gonna say it's the lies and tactics they use to seem like they are doing us a favor, or like paying for molds and tooling is a hard task when it costs an absorbed in the volume purchase. I think what happens with a lot of these HasLabs or crowdfunders with the big companies is everyone just looks at it from their point of view. I know we're going back there. And no one looks at it from every point of view. And again, as a consumer, you are supposed to look at it, hey, how does it affect my pocketbook? And I'm just, when I discuss something or argue something, and I hate like I said, I hate using argue because people think that's just fighting. But you have to bring up both sides. You have to be willing to look at both sides of the conversation. I'm not getting into this, but when you get into politics, a lot of people feel I stand on one side at times because I'll argue one side of it. But yeah. Oh no, Dustin. The SEC does not cheat. They've only been cheating for years, along with Ohio State. But hey, listen. What do they say? Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. I don't care. Win a national championship. That's all I care about. Then you can say, hey, you know what? You had to forfeit. And I go, I don't care. I watched it happen. I got the shirt. It don't matter. Let's say hi to Fat Trid right here. What's up, Fat Trid? I know other people call you Fat Red FU or Fat Red Foo. I like Fat Trid better. Anyway, back to Lobo. Again, you wonder how I feel 3+ hours? This is how. I feel better today than I did last Monday. There's the dog. The dog is just awesome. I think the dog is kind of it's calling to me because I have a client that has this bulldog that just like wanders there when I'm fixing the copy machine, and that thing just like wanders, and it kind of looks like it. If it just didn't have this head on it, so. But he does have his big bass guitar. There you can see the different hairs. Not just I like this hair better. I know some other people said they like the other hair. So Fat Red Foo. Also, that is why I call you Larry. Yeah, but you know what? Everyone's called me Larry for so long in my life. It's not a big deal. um. Oh man, Realm of Toys. The dog looks like my mother-in-law. Woo! You know. Oh wait, are we gonna have competing mother-in-law, ex-mother-in-law takes here between you and uh, Allison? Okay, she is not. She's not a fan of her ex-mother-in-law or boyfriend's mom, whatever it is. Uh, um, Hasbro is providing a service. We are not being kind into buying said product. It's there for us to say yes or no. I agree. Okay. And here's everything that you get with it. So here you have the big crazy hair. Like I said, I like the laid down hair a little bit better. You get the stand for it. This is Lobo. I think this is really good. And if they could do more like this would be awesome. Alex, yeah. Lobo reminds me of Kiss. Yeah, if Kiss was cool. Not a big not a big Kiss fan, but I'm with you. I understand what you're saying for sure. Um, uh, who's that cartoon dog that has that laugh? I'm not sure what you're talking about. There's a lot of cartoon dogs that have laughs. Uh, Scrappy Doo, Scooby Doo. All right. And that's that slide. I got a lot of slides today because, well, so you guys like? Do you guys like the that Lobo? Because like I said, I haven't ordered it. I don't know if I'm going to, considering there's a lot of stuff that's coming in. And I guess I wouldn't have to worry about it for a while. But I really do like it, man. I think they did a really good job with that. So people are saying Muttley. I have no idea what Muttley is, and what does Muttley come from? And if you tell me the show Muttley, then I'm gonna say I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, it's from Muttley. Okay, well I don't know what the hell Muttley is. I have to look it up. I guess I'm really getting old in my old age as I approach 48 soon. Also, just so you know, December 25th is a Monday. I will be taking that second. That'll be the second time that I take a Monday off. I'm just letting you guys know in advance. Now I'm gonna be lazy on Christmas and not show up. Dastardly and Muttley. And Fatrid says, "Is that rum?" No, it is not, because I don't drink. This is iced tea. This is iced tea and lemonade. And Arnold Palmer was really good, which is actually kind of funny. I was talking with Shark Eyes while I was at Ollie's, and I was asking him, "Hey, you need this or whatever?" And I was like, "This is the only reason why I come to Ollie's. I just look at the toys and see what they have, because they always have these at a really good price for like a 12-pack." So, all right. Look at this. Arnold Palmer is the best. Look at this. Listen, you have to listen to an average customizer, man. I like saying that. I know it just like eats at them. Anyway, honestly, if you haven't checked out Tony Figs, he does wonderful, wonderful work. And listen, I think it's great. Hope everyone does wonderful work that does customizer. Oh, the other thing, I probably should mention at the beginning. I'll mention it. We are going to be doing another Black Friday giveaway on Black Friday. So I will be live and we'll be doing the whole thing that I did last year. I will not be giving away a 3D printed mech hiss because that thing was expensive to ship. I try not to bring pop into this house anymore because I will drink it like crazy. I switched to Coke or a cola. rather than Mountain Dew, so I wouldn't go crazy with it. And then I just started downing it. So I just stopped bringing it in the house. I'll still eat, or still eat it. I'll still drink it while working, but that's why you don't see the Aldi Cola anymore, because I'll go through a 2 liter way too quickly, and I needed to change a little. Oh, and Roman the dog, Ruff Ruff Ruff, has joined. Now you know that you started to make it if you start getting, your dog starts tuning in. I don't know what device he's on because he looks like he's just laying there, but. And Johnny Reno right here. Hell yeah, 3 Blackhawks flew over my house. Super low night ops. That's awesome. I don't get Blackhawks here. I get A10s because they house A10s here. I get a bunch of Chinooks. So I've seen like 7 or 8 Chinooks flying in a pattern. There's also another jet. I'm not sure which one I think the F-16 or the F-18. But I see the A-10s all the time. I see the A-10s all the time, and I see the Chinooks all the time. I also get to see a lot of the. I know people don't like them, but the Coast Guard helicopters, which are badass helicopters, man. Police helicopters. No, the Chinooks are it's the Tomahawk, the 2-rotor helicopters, the heavy-duty ones that the military uses. And Oz has shown up. All right. Now there's another company. They dropped a few things. It's Hasbro. So we know where everyone stands when it comes to the Black Series. It's like, we'll just wait till it goes on clearance. I can't blame anyone. I understand what it does. It keeps... You think it would keep the retailer from ordering more, but man, they like the glutton for punishment when it comes to the Black Series. So Star Wars. Now this is the vintage collection. You are getting a Count Dooku. I think these look pretty good. I think that if I was collecting Star Wars, I would be way more into either the 4-inch figures or the 3.75 figures. I wouldn't do the 3.57 figures unless if I had a collection from when I was a kid or I was collecting that type of stuff, because it fits in so well with the actual OG stuff. But Count Dooku's coming. Some dude from the Disney trilogy. Nobody cares. I can't even believe they're making any, but they're really trying to tie stuff in. Another Clone Trooper. Again, if you're traveling, man, you know what? The more Stormtroopers, the better. Clone Troopers, Stormtroopers, whatever you want. So, and Travels and Conversations. I need Armored Coco ASAP, please. Thank you. I've never seen you here. I have to say this. I watch a lot of Nick Nimmin talking about how to grow your YouTube channel, how to be better. This sounds like a channel that would be sending him a question. Travels and Conversations. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for joining. Like I said, it's always great to have new people. So here's Darth Vader again. I know a lot of people don't like this, but I do believe Darth Vader should be a evergreen figure. There should always be a Darth Vader on the shelf, just like there should always be He-Man and Skeletor, Cobra Commander. These guys should always be on the shelf because there's always new people coming into the line. And it drives people nuts, and it drives collectors nuts because, they feel like they have to connect everything. Oh, it's TJ Singh. Okay. Well, then I have seen you before, but you have a new name. So, but you still sound the same, like I said. It sounds like something that I would hear on Nick Nimmin, the Travels and Conversations. And then you'd be checking it out going, oh, I love that. And actually, it sounds like a pretty interesting channel. So, Russell, maybe they can repack a Mando. Need one of those. Love that plastic cape. Well, they do have that out there. And they also have a cloth cape out. They'll both be out at the same time. Darth Vader looks good. It's got the nice cloth cape to it. Again, I understand where people have a problem with it. I do. But unfortunately, like I said, there are people that are not completists, that aren't collecting everything. And yeah, you do need to have specific characters out there all the time. I don't think you need 3 Lando Calrissians out there. That have been sitting out there for year upon year upon year. I wouldn't say he's an evergreen figure, but you always need to have a Luke. You should always have a Luke Skywalker out there. You should always have probably a Mandalorian right now, just because he's probably the most popular character going. Darth Vader, He-Man, Skeletor, Cobra Commander, probably Duke, as much as I never really liked Duke. You get the idea. Here he is, standing nice and tall. Though these are some decent shots. We were actually talking about this on Saturday. Was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday we were talking about this. How, like, they really don't do a lot of good shots where you have Shooting the Galaxy doing all the GI Joe picks, just knocking it out the park. So next is Star Killer. Now, they've already said this is really going to make a lot of people mad, considering they didn't do this for quite some time. Then they put that overpriced 3-pack out, which people probably ordered, and then they dropped this. I think you can still get that 3-pack, and I think it's going to drive people nuts. You got to say hi to that's Ed. I don't get it's Ed. Say hi to Graf. Are we saying it right? They should release a Leia and reuse the Vader thigh-high black boots. I don't know. Have you seen some of them Leias? I don't care how sexy she looks, man. They make some really, really ugly faces. We need a Lando show with a Mando cameo. What they need to do is they need to do a Lando show, but in every episode, he just wears another uniform of something that's on the pegs right now, so they don't have to produce a new figure and maybe sell those ones. Like one day he's in a skiff guard uniform, but he's not on like Tatooine, right? He's he's just doing something where the skiff guard suit makes no sense whatsoever. Put him in his in the first one that we saw him in the Empire outfit, and he's just on Hoth, but he's outside in the snow, like shoveling, like for a whole episode. Anyway, they did drop this figure. Again, one lightsaber. And we've discussed this. And again, I am one person that would argue on the side of a corporation just because no one else does. And again, a lot of stuff that I discussed does not mean that I fully agree with. Not even a Colt 45 could outland us. Hey, listen, I used to talk about the Snake Eyes movie figures, and I'm like, I don't know why those Target employees aren't why they don't have one Target employee just sitting in that aisle, and anytime somebody comes down there with it, they just hand it to them. Like, this is yours, you get it. And and people are, I don't want that. No, you don't have to buy it, and I don't want it. We're going to give you $5. I still don't want it. I don't know. I don't know because I don't follow the game. But again, it's just little things like they may only have one thing, but you can find a way to do a little more. You have to, because again, yeah, you have a licensing fee, but the truth is, if people are paying $25, and I don't think 25 is outrageous, but that's coming from me and where my financial standards are. You still should get a little bit more, and I don't want to really go down the road. Bobby Valley used to discuss it before about how, one of the biggest issues that they don't want GI Joe to have too much is because then they look at the other figures and they go, hey, why does Wolverine have an extra head? or an extra set of hands, they don't have the claws. It makes those brands look bad, but again, you have a lot of tooling that you already have there that you could just reuse and throw it in there. Oz says they could have done a 3-pack like they did during the Legacy era with Star Killer, Light Side Apprentice, and Full Sith. Yeah, or they could have done a 3-pack where they threw in two repainted stormtroopers and overcharged for it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've spent 56 minutes now. According to Ed, I should have been done with the news in 10 minutes. So I threw this in here because we talked about how they don't do any posing, and they did some posing here. Ed, I think you and I were talking. I think you and I were two of the people talking. They did try and pose, and they did a decent job, but there's like no background to it. It's just like this black background. It's like they just don't learn. And here he is just standing. They try to get him walking. Okay. Enough about laughing at these figures. Here's one more. All right, here's your Mandalorian. You said you needed a Mandalorian. It's here. Now, is this the one with the cloth? I think this is the one with the cloth cape. I know they have a cloth cape one, and then they have a plastic cape that will be in 2 different sets. Yes, Black Series on black background. That's probably mandated by Kathleen Kennedy. So this Jedi came with a pro officer. He looks like he's someone that was raised in a broken scale. Well, wait a minute. To be honest, aren't all Jedi from a broken family? They literally ripped them away from their families. So technically, all Jedis come from broken families. All right. Yeah, so here's the cloth cape, another Mando. Again, good shot, but again, why can't you do something like shooting the galaxy? Why can't you ask shooting the galaxy to do it? Like he's already on your payroll, I would assume. And it's not like you couldn't use those dirty backgrounds for, where he was. But yeah, they're killing it with the repaints. And again, I do understand these molds can only be reused so many times. Marvel Legends, GI Joe, Valaverse, these places, these companies can reuse these molds for multiple figures and create new figures. But what do you do with Darth Vader? He's Darth Vader. So look, they got a nice shot of him walking. I literally kept some of these in because the pictures actually look decent and because we just had the conversation on it. Look at that. Look at this action pose, man. I mean, he's swinging this thing. There was one that I had to leave out because it was filling up. It was filling up this whole space where they made it try. I believe they tried to make it look like he was trying to lift it because he was struggling. So, yeah, it seems like Black Series never has dials. No, they just have the black. No, they might have dials. They're just all in the black background. And I just watched the Raiders get a pick 6, and it made me laugh. Nope, but probably in the next. Well, it's actually my boss said he's got to format. I was talking to him today about it. He was trying to format it a different way. It wasn't working, so he's got to do a complete format. But then I also got to get stuff for it. I'll still be doing stuff like this, but I'm hoping we'll find out if I can pull stuff up here. Yeah. Black Genghis says Star Wars dioramas for Black Series promos would be sick. Again, when it comes to Mando and everything, like a lot of those GI Joe ones, I mean, they're literally sitting there in sand. I mean, that's so many of the Star Wars worlds right there. It makes absolutely no sense, especially for how many figures you're pumping out there. Like, why don't you just have a diorama You know, does Hasbro not have space for it? All right. So here's this R4 600. Yeah, I threw it in there. This thing's like $25. I can't believe people. I understand why people would pay $25 for an R2 unit, but this is really where you need to look and go. All right, you know what? These things are going to be $18, a little bit less than the 25. The Conehead droids. He does the same thing as we've seen other R2 units do. Opens up here. He has all these different accessories. I do like the Conehead, the whole Conehead thing. Oops, they come from France. It's just an R5D4 repaint. Yeah. Again, this is where they got to get all that stuff in. So, no, I really don't like. A lot of people call me. He's calling me Larry because I call him Fat Tread instead of Fat Red Foo. But hey, you know, dude, I'm cool with it. Like, listen, if it bothered me, I wouldn't say that because I would. Like, you don't tell people something bothers you, man. You tell someone something bothers you, and they are going to nitpick. I don't know how I would know that. Honestly, like I said, I went by Larry my whole life, man. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. It's just another name. Here we have a Mace Windu, and I think they actually got some pretty good shots here. But like, why don't you do this a nice diorama? So look at this wonderful running shot that they got on a black background. It's there. But I actually think it looks pretty good. Here you got him just standing with his purple and everything, his purple helmet. Again, it's another stormtrooper, clone trooper, whatever. Now, Badger, don't worry about it. Like I said, it doesn't. I know you're playing around, man. I know you're playing around. It's cool. I do like this shot. You know, we've seen these guys like in these shots so many times when they're just kind of standing in the clone. So I thought they did a decent shot of making them stand. I'm going to say this. Fully erect. But yeah. Yes. Because that was always one of my favorite insults. Oh, hey, look, it's Larry. It's Larry Ferry. Wow, like, dude, you rhyme Larry with Ferry. Very original. Another shot of this clone trooper. Here we have, you know, Mace. I think the Mace looks pretty good. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a Mace Windu in your line. They can't seem to get a decent action shot of him, but hey, you know what? Mace's little soldier standing at attention. I did like this shot. Him just kind of staring at it. Now, I'm sorry. This should be Jango Fett's helmet. This should be him holding Jango Fett's helmet. And then just dropping it. And then letting little Boba go and pick it up. Yeah, and here's the thing. He's in a 2-pack, right? So, I mean, not everyone's going to want a purple clone trooper. So, and then we come to this one. Now, if you're following the channel, you might have seen the community post that I sent out. And 1 year ago, I picked this thing up for $11. And I remember the thumbnail says $36. Nope. $11. Yep. So this thing went on clearance a year ago. Exact same paint. Nothing has changed. You can go watch my future review of it if you want. Um, but they felt the need to bring it back. And Chaz, I should have really got his meme. He did a wonderful meme of the guy sitting next to it. And he's like, when you're standing next to it, pretending like you give a shit or something like that. But it makes no sense. Yeah, but it's not the Favreau figure. It's not the one. At least give us like that head. Give us the alternate head, so it's something. Not us, because I'm not really buying it. I was hoping that it would be a little bit bigger. I was actually hoping that his gun would fit a little bit better. And being a fine figure, hey, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, 65 people. Listen, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you haven't yet, I'd be surprised if anyone's in here that isn't subscribed. But sometimes, hey, you know what? I'm just in your algorithm. Did I just say that? I'm in the algorithm. I'm popping up. You're watching. You don't even realize. Really close to hitting 3,000. Really close to hitting 3,000. But anyway, if you haven't yet subscribed and if you haven't hit that like button, please do. That's me begging. Just hit buttons, folks. Yes, DJ Fivash. See, no, I don't have any stands here. Maybe if I had stands, they'd send me one. And we will get that. Was it Halloween? Is it Halloween's Eve or Halloween's Eve? That figure, which I think looks really nice. Buddy, I can't do anything right now. Here, give me 1 second. Let's call the boy and see if he gives me attitude. Andrew, can you let Roman out? You guys all hear that? He puts his headphones on and he can't hear anything, and he's literally right like the room over from me. And he doesn't really need to go out because no, he doesn't. He just wants to run out there. Believe me. Tatsi says Viper Island is top spot on mine and never sub to him or watch. Yes, because he puts out 84 videos of incorrect information, and like you watched like one episode or you clicked on it by accident. I know exactly what you're talking about. And say hi to Random Diorama. Man, it is so hard for me to say. It's like, it's just, but I said it right. All right. So anyway, if you need this Paz Vizsla, he's here. Or you could have got him for $11. I don't know who's going to buy this. I don't even mean to be a dick about it, though this is a total dick to say. Like, why would anyone buy it? No one bought it before, and they didn't change anything. They didn't even carbonize it. They just kind of crammed the damn thing in there. Yes, Hooked on Phonics really well. I'm doing my best, okay? I'm doing my Hooked on Phonics by Mossman. All right. And then you're going to have these reveals coming out soon. So you're going to have a clone trooper and a droid. A shared fan exclusives of the Emperor. And then this one, which I wasn't fully getting, I believe this is from either the book or the movie. So if someone knows what this Hasbro's Pulse Shop Disney exclusive is. Now, if you notice, a lot of these are not coming to mainline. It seems like they're starting to pull back on some of the mainlines, probably because they're seeing so many are sitting there. And where did Big Bacon? Were you being serious about getting rid of your channel? I know you mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you were just like messing around or not. And Shark Eye Toy Reviews shows up on his other channel. Best thing I ever did on YouTube was block Viper Island, and I never have to see his contact suggested to me again. Bliss. Yeah, but sometimes you hear he says something so outrageous, and you have to go look. It happens. So again, these are more things coming. I don't know if anyone wants these. Now, these are vintage series. These actually kind of make sense because they'll be coming out probably in time for the Ghost. So they're gonna kind of cram these rebels down our throats, and not ours. I mean, I don't collect them. So I'm just letting you know they're there if you want them. I'm starting to catch a lot of stuff that Robo says because he kind of makes me laugh, but he's absolutely right about it. And then you get the we knew they were going to make this figure, and he looks awful. He looks so bad, but God bless people that want him. If you like it, good. If you thought Ahsoka was a good show, hey, you're still a good person. Maybe. It's just not a good show. But anyway, you knew they could make figures of it. I think this figure looks stupid. This character, I don't understand what they're doing when it comes to that stuff, but hey, you know what? It's there. And here we're finally getting a little Annie in Black series, which did go up. And if you are interested, I do have links in the community tab that I put out. So make sure you either go to Amazon, Entertainment Earth, or Hello Dope Toys and order it. So, but little Annie is here. He's running with his backpack. This is where Qui-Gon tells him to drop, when in actuality, had he just let Darth Maul cut him in half, Darth Vader never would have happened. And here he is kind of kneeling with this here. Oh, hold on. I hear my son. So. He hates that I ask him for help for anything. And then here we have Padme, episode 1. There's still part in this movie when they're breaking back into the palace, and she walks up and she says, "Now we will discuss a new treaty." And she's like standing like her legs are weirdly just absolutely straight, and it's always bothered me because it looks so non-natural. And every time I watch it, I'm like, it looks wrong. But anyway, if you need a Padme for your Black series from episode 1, here she is. Again, she was a badass. This looks nothing like her. But hey, for some odd reason, Star Wars they don't know how to get a female character's face right. It's like, it doesn't matter what it is. Going all the way back to 1977, 76, whenever they did the first ones. It looks absolutely awesome. Awful. I said awesome. I meant awful. No, I don't think so. She just walked up. I don't know. It was weird. I still can't watch it. Not like, it's just weird. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna make people mad when I say this. But I don't care. Let's remove this. As I don't want you to go back and watch the Disney sequelogy, or whatever they want to call it, the sequel trilogy. But watch Rey run. I've never seen someone look so awkward running. Now, I'm not talking about how when Tom Cruise runs in every movie and he's completely erect and he's running, but when you watch any of the sequel trilogy and you see Rey run, she looks so unathletic. Like, how can you not run? I don't get it. How you just can't run. Like, just run. That's all you need to do is run. So, did the Lions really go for it on 4th on the goal line and not get it? only the Lions. They will blow what should be an easy year for them, but that's what Lions do. That's why they haven't won it. That's why they won one playoff game since 1957. Anyway, watch Ray run, Ray run. All right. Hey, the professional, she was awesome. No. I'm talking about Ray. That's not Ray. That's Queen Amidala. There is nothing wrong with Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman is beautiful. She is a wonderful actress. The professional still it creeps me out because it is a love story and it's creepy. Now I'm talking about the actress that plays Ray, and I'm not even talking about any of her I'm not even talking about her acting or anything. The way she runs is so weird. It's just absolutely strange. It makes absolutely no sense. All right. Take a drink. So, matter of fact, I'm going to run to the restroom. So I'm going to stop this. I'll be right back. You guys don't go anywhere. But stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
Moss Man, what are you doing back here?
Oh, you see, so Skeletor, he had to go to the grocery store. He had to go buy more barbecue Pringle chips. And so he's put me in charge here for a little bit. In charge of y'all. He said, man, Moss Man, I have to go to the grocery store, so I need to put you in charge of Snake Mountain. Mwahahahaha.
Yes, that's Skeletor. That's Skeletor. Right.
Skeletor said since I was in charge, I could use the credit card and maybe go online and buy some action figures for myself.
Oh, some action figures sound kind of nice.
Yes. Maybe we can go to Big Bad.
Yeah, Beast Man, we don't say that around here. We go to HelloDopeToys.com. They have the best prices in town, and they ship everything in one business day. One business day, Beast Man. That means I buy it, and it comes to my house super fast, and they pack it all real nice. So when I go to do my YouTube reviews for my 5 subscribers, I'll be like, oh, look at this minty fresh packaged box that I got from HelloDopeToys.com. So what are we waiting for, y'all? Let's go get that credit card and head on over to HelloDopeToys.com right now before they run out of all the good stuff.
All right, I'm back. It is better than just looking at a logo and dead silence, huh? Oh, look at Allison. I love BBTS. Don't tell me what to do, Moss Man. He's just saying that if it's at Hella Dope Toys, go to Hella Dope Toys. Listen, I'm glad you guys love it. Look, this is great. Listen, I asked for him to do it. I did not expect him to do a commercial that quickly, but I am going to need a follow-up one, and one with my code on it to help support you guys. Yeah, so not what I imagine Moss Man it sound like. Oh, well, being a fine figure, listen, not right now, but after the show, you need to go over to Hella Dope Toys on YouTube and watch the 3 Moss Man videos. You will die laughing, and you will always, after that, think that this is exactly what Moss Man sounds like. And KJ, thank you very much. Yes, leave a like. Thank you very much. It does help the algorithm for sure. Okay. I see Cobra Commander has joined us. Maybe you were here before. All right. I don't need it right now, Ted. I know we're all busy in life, so listen. Uh, take your time, not too much time, but take your time and you can get it later. I mean, I don't need it right now, but I appreciate it. Um, a bunch of people jumped in while I was relieving myself. Hella broke boys can't visit hella dope toys. You know what? I think a lot of people feel that same way. Um, Cajun Samurai Mossman sounds like the guy who does Star Wars obsessed. Well, it's not. It's this guy right here. But I do want to say thank you very much. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, he donated a bunch of 3D printed weapons. I don't know if you saw the videos. I have all the weapons, not all of them. I have a lot of the weapons back here. Due to the color, Cajun, it worked out really well because this is all gray and I need something to break it up. So it worked out really well. Thank you very much again. I appreciate it. So, and Rakar. Now, I can't say I remember seeing you. Matthew will tell me if I am wrong, but welcome to the show. If this is your first time, you're going to hear a lot of rambling because that's what I do. All right. So this came in. So this is kind of why this got broken up, and I had to throw this on another slide. Come to find out. Again, thank you very much. So anyway, yes, I do want to. So, okay. So listen, Matthew said, love the new one too. Ted said, thank you. Did I say I watched it right before I started. And it's really good. And it has the Mossmobile in it. So again, you have appearances by Ted Darklaw and random diorama. All right. So this got thrown in here. And Mezco dropped this morning. So I had to throw this in here. And this thing is really cool. Now, I'm not a big monster guy. I'm not a big Halloween guy. And I want to like all my GI Joe Mezco. The problem is I only have one. So I can't say that I like them all. But I am going to say this thing looks pretty badass. So this thing, I mean, I know people absolutely love what the Four Horsemen do with their stuff. And I think if you like that, I don't understand how you can't love this or be on this. Other than that, the price is twice what a lot of those Four Horsemen stuff are. But this guy comes with a bunch of stuff. Now I don't know why you drop him on Halloween Eve when you would assume that you would want this for your Halloween display. But I guess you order them, you'll have them next year for it. I do believe this is actually in stock. Mezco is different than a lot of the other companies. We'll say Hasbro, where Hasbro owns GI Joe, and I believe that's one of the reasons why they get produced last, because you have agreements with Disney and whoever. You got to get that stuff out first. And Mezco is exact opposite. They make sure that their stuff is available. So if you haven't watched this, if you haven't seen this, it looks badass. But it is like $110, and I think after shipping and everything like that, you're paying like $126, something like that. Matthew says some people are complaining about Sod Cutter version 2. Said it should have been an accessory pack. I disagree. I love the Atticus Doom Necro version. Well, listen, I think you get a lot with this. The lantern features lights up. I'm assuming it's battery powered. Maybe it's just glow in the dark. If it is, I hope it's better than the Mole Rat, because that does not. So you're saying it's a third repaint? Well, again, this goes back to this is how these companies make their money. Again, and I don't know. I haven't been into Mezco. So yeah, Blind Robot. I don't know. I will take your word for it. I don't know why you would have a reason to come in and lie about it. I think this looks awesome. So if it's something that you're interested in and you have $130, then yeah, this is go get it. It was available right before the show started, so I'm assuming it might still be available. But I would love to have this on my shelf. And the other thing that I love that Mezco does is they will use other figures, other other accessories in their displays. Like they're not scared to use other things that people create. Like, hey, you're here to buy our stuff, but we'll show some of the stuff. They did it with the GI Joe stuff where they used Cobra Troopers and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of looking through here. KJ says, wish I grabbed the Headless Horseman from Mythic Legions to go with this. The glow in the dark. Well, I don't know for sure, but I do believe that there's a small company called Hella Dope Toys, and if you use the code APWT, you'll get 10% off, and it is supposed to ship in November. I'm just saying. Odin says, I wish they had included the new cloths and soft goods with the previous exclusive blue skin version they put up for pre-order recently. I prefer the coloration. Yeah. Again, we can always complain about something, and I understand what you're saying, especially if you put this much money into it. But yeah, I have one Mezco. I messed around with two of them. The Bishop broke. It was my buddies. It did worry me, but the Destro has been absolutely wonderful. So, but they are just, when they do stuff like this, yeah, I did figure it out. I did figure that out. So, yeah. So Ed says you have until November 5th to pre-order. Oh, okay. I thought you could order it after. Yeah, so Hella Dope Toys does have it. And unlike Entertainment Earth, if you use my code on Entertainment Earth, you only get 10% off stuff that's in stock. Hella Dope Toys, they will give you 10% off stuff that is pre-ordered too. I would love, I wish they both did the same thing. But hey, listen, get the best deal for yourselves because even when it comes to Entertainment Earth, the amount of commission that I get is very minuscule. So, hold on 1 second. All right. So, then you get these little guys, the mischievous Midnight Mayhem Graveyard Gremlins are on the loose. So again, these are expensive, but when I was going through this, I gotta say it seemed to have a lot of stuff in here. Even if they're just little things, it shows that they take care of people to a point. Hey, dude, anytime, man. Like, listen. That's a laughing like credit card. That makes me laugh. Anyway, so much stuff to get to here. So this is the deluxe edition. I think it was 110, 115. Someone will tell me. I do my best. I love this here. Like, I mean, the faces are just really cool. Like, they really knock it out of the park. And what's crazy is they don't just do a black background. Like, if this was a black series, we know it'd just be a black background. Masco has enough money to do dioramas, but the Hasbro team, the Hasbro Star Wars team, doesn't have the ability to do that. But all right. So let's get to everything that he comes with. Look at that face. Like, this is total, like Large Marge. I remember that from the last stream I think that we were at. So um, $30,000 in credit card debt. I that song that you played was so awesome. Yeah, that song was awesome. I wish I had it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the 5 hours that we did. You'll eventually find it sometime where Random plays a song about being in debt, and it's hilarious. All right. So here you go. They just do wonderful photography, wonderful shots. I've heard people complain that, hey, you know what? Their photography is way better than what the figure comes out looking like. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I really don't. So here's everything that you're going to get. You're going to get multiple heads. I mean, when you have 6 different heads here, so that's kind of crazy when you think about it. You got your axe. You got your light up lantern here. Head that fits in a bag. Bag opens to store the head. Well, that's good that the bag opens the head. It would suck if the head fits in the bag, but the bag doesn't open up for it. You got your shovel. And again, like this is like totally out of a like Scooby-Doo episode. Like, look at this monster, especially the bag over the head. This is something obviously. This goes back to what I was saying, that I would love if Mezco had the ability to do a hooded Cobra Commander. Maybe that's what they're waiting on. Could Mezco do a blue hooded figure right before they drop a Cobra Commander? Ooh. And then you get these little turds. All right. And then lots of hands. These are enough hands to make Valaverse and Super 7 all jealous all at once. And different hats. And that's it. I had to throw that in. I did that after this. I wasn't sure where to throw it in. I didn't have a lot of space on the other slides, and then I came to find out that it doesn't really take up that much space, which is actually kind of crazy. Ray Pass says the figure is on par with the Sparrow and Jada. It will be very happy camper. Well, I'm trying to. Are you talking about the Mezco figure? Because Mezco, I mean, again, I know I had one that broke. It wasn't mine. It was my buddy's. Yes. So many hands. You need to do a few more hands here. Like, I'm with you, man. So many hands. But yeah, Mezco, I mean, again, you are paying over $100 a figure, or $90. You're paying a premium. But when you look at a Mezco, and I mean, people have said it, like when you have a Mezco in hand, don't get me wrong. If the only Destro that I could have was the classified one, I wouldn't be upset because I think it's a wonderful figure. But when you compare the Mezco to the classified, you do see the difference in a $100 figure compared to a $25 figure. Or at that point, it was actually a $20 figure. But again, I like it. So, whew. All right, take another drink. Just trying to catch up on the chat here. When I'm not going through the slides, you guys start going crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I love when the show is over. Probably one of the reasons why I stay up late. I stay up late. I don't go to bed right away. I know people say, "Well, why bother? Why end the show?" Well, I just don't need to go to bed. But I love seeing where the chat was at. I've seen some wonderful shows that we've done. I know that's me patting myself on the back. I did some wonderful shows. I thought we did some really good shows. And I'll go look at the chat, and I'm like, wow, like there's only 1,200 chats in there. Where like I mentioned, like last week, I didn't think it was a really good one, but we had over 600 chats, 600 messages, 0 super chats. That's crazy. No super chats. All right. So I do want to mention quickly, just because I'm here and I brought up. So not this Friday, but the following Friday, we're going to do another subscriber only live chat. So you got to be a subscriber. I'm going to try and figure out if we can get the chats to work. So again, all you have to do is be a channel member, and you'll get a link to it, or I'll actually probably post a link in the community tab, and that's how you'll find it. But again, it's kind of like what I was on this Saturday. I send out the link. People kind of rotate in and out. I know Matthew and I were on the whole time. I believe Allison was on the whole time. So there were a few people that were on the whole time, but we can rotate people in and out. And we went 3 hours, which was way longer than I was planning on going. But I do want to do it like every 4 weeks, just so I can do it when I don't have my kids. So I don't feel like I'm completely ignoring them. Come here, buddy. Yeah, I'm here. Let's say hi to everybody. Oh, hi, buddy. Ooh, say hi. Say hi. Come here. Look over here. Look at that. Oh, there you are. Oh, look. Everyone loves you. All right. What's that? What? Why did you make that noise? All right. Go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. All right. Do you want to go outside the room? You can go outside. I'm not going outside. No. Here. The door's closed. I don't know why we closed the door all the way. I'm not. No, you just did. No. That's what drives my son nuts, is that he goes out and then he comes right back in. I don't know what that noise was. Nothing pinched him. He didn't catch anything. That was weird, though. All right. So Allison, I was on the whole time. I'm happy to leave and snark from the comment section. Yeah, not everyone. Again, it's really cool. It puts new faces on there, but not everyone wants to be on stream. So, believe it or not, some people just like chatting in there. That's the biggest problem. There is a chat going on, but we can't see the chat. So hopefully, once I get the new computer, I can have. If we can't figure that out, I can have something open and we can figure out something to make it work. So, no, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't anywhere near it. His paws were on me and his back paws were well far away, but it did sound, and I looked, he didn't catch anything. So I don't even know where that came from. So, yeah, Ray Paz said it's great. So, yeah, all you got to do is be a channel member. The other thing is, just so you know, Black Friday giveaway. The way we do it is I do a video talking about it. You put your name in. This time when I do the Black Friday giveaway, I will not, I'll say it again, I will not be adding names during the stream. Okay? We've grown too large. There'll be a bunch of people. But when we do the Black Friday giveaway, it is going to be, listen, I don't even know what it is yet, but it's a custom figure. So it's going to be one of a kind, unless the customizer did two of a kind. If you did, tell me. Either way, it's going to be a customized figure and a few other things that I'm going to throw in. Hopefully, I get it before Black Friday. But if you are a channel member, you'll automatically get your name thrown in extra time. Again, the only thing you have to do is live in the U.S. or have somewhere that I can send it in the U.S. because, sorry, I just cannot ship overseas. It'd just be too expensive. And you have to be in the chat. If you're not, then you get pulled out and we spin again. So, whew. Okay. That was me just rambling on. Oh, Paz says it's great. I still have that up there. So, yeah. Again, channel members is one of the bonus that you do get. So, but I will remind you guys all next Monday that Friday will be another wonderful channel member only stream. All right. Marvel Legends. Now they dropped a few things. They do a lot of Spider-Man, don't they? Is that safe to say that they do a lot of Spider-Man? Because I feel like that's what we see. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. So here's what they got. Unfortunately, I don't even have pictures of everything. Some more stuff went up, like showed up today, and I did not get the pictures up. So I don't have uh, Tombstone or Spider Shot, Web Shot, whatever he is. Frankly, I don't care. There's the Last Stand Spider-Man. This is what drives people nuts. It is in this packaging, which is probably cheaper. I would assume it's cheaper. That's one of the reasons why Bobby Bala switched his packaging to a card like this. He even talked about how it's just a little bit cheaper. And you're going to get Spider-Man with two hands. Now, I don't know anything about this Spider-Man, this Last Stand Spider-Man. Does he not shoot webs? I don't understand why every Spider-Man doesn't have webs. You've already told it. It can't cost that much. And I do understand the whole, again, they're trying to make money, less accessories, cost money. I have to see how much the stuff costs. We got a good amount. Yeah, we'll do Canada, just because you guys are close. If it's too much, I don't know. I'll throw in a Detroit River with a note on it when it gets to Canada with like $20 and say ship it here. I will do Canada. All right, I will do Canada. I don't even know how much everything costs. I mean, honestly, I don't even know how much it costs to ship internationally. I don't know if it's even. I mean, I know it's expensive, and I'm not doing a huge one. The last year I did the 3D printed mech hiss, and it was a pretty big box and fairly heavy. I'm assuming this one won't be nearly as heavy or cost as much. So, but yeah, Nolan, for you, and I know we have a bunch of Canadian listeners. Yes, I will do that. So he's just being a giant silky fur baby then? Yes. Yeah. Nah. And Black Knight, you missed your commercial. So you're a little early. You did miss the commercial. I believe Ted was here to see it, and I'm hoping to get another commercial, a sequel to that. I don't need it this week or next week, but eventually. So anyway. So Matthew's saying Canada is expensive. Well, you know what? I will give it the one shot. Listen, if someone from Canada wins and I ship it over there and it ends up being too much, then I will, I'll suck it up. California might be more expensive. Yeah, well, the that mech hiss went down to Florida. No, it wasn't the mech hiss. The mech hiss went to California and it was expensive. There was another giveaway that went to Florida, and it really sucked because I was going down to Florida like 2 weeks later, and I could have like just shipped it from there, but I wanted to get it out. Yes, it will be a learning experience. And hey, if someone from Canada wins and they never get it, we'll just assume we got lost by the post office. All right. All right. So I just watched listen, we had like 70 some people watching. No Motu today. I get the Marvel Legends, and man, it starts dropping. Either people are getting tired of listening to me after an hour and 45 minutes into this, or no one cares about Spider-Man and Marvel Legends. But so here's Jack-O-Lantern. I think he actually looks pretty cool. Although, well, I mean, this thing's like $25, and we just spent like, I just spent like 140 on a glow in the dark one that rides a horse from the Four Horsemen. So who's the real idiot here? But this thing that he's standing on. Hold on. Okay. So you see this thing? Does this not remind you of that? It was like a bounce ball that we had as kids. and you squeezed your feet together and you hopped up and down. What's the name of it? Because I saw this and that's all that I could think of. Although it's obviously not on the top here, so you don't see it there. But the squeezes, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, little ball. Was it called a pogo ball? I'm trying to think if that was called the pogo ball. It doesn't sound right. But technically, that's exactly what it was a pogo ball. But I don't think that was the name. It had like a proper name, if I remember correctly, because it was probably made by Hasbro. It was probably made by Hasbro. I think he actually looks really good. You know, again, like I don't know anything, but if you just want to, the scrote ball. I don't think that was. I don't think that's a scrote ball. Lolo ball? I don't think. No, it's not a Lolo ball. I would remember that. Yeah, but again, like they had one as kids. Well, at least for us, you're much older than the rest of us, Ed. And it's stuck up to the top. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me nuts. Matthew's probably sitting here. Okay, it says a Lolo ball was known as the Pogo ball, spring ball, Lola ball, disco ball, Pogo it, or Pogo it is a toy. Pogo it sounds closer. I just remember the crazy commercials. That's what I remember. And when I saw this, that's what I thought of. Though the balance ball, I definitely do. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was called the Pogo ball, and it was made by Hasbro. Oh, man, okay, enough people are saying Pogo ball. You know when things just don't sound right, but believe me, if enough people are saying this Pogo ball, I do believe you, and that does make sense. Like I said, the description is it's a Pogo ball. Thank you. And Curtis Harris, I don't think I've ever seen you, so welcome. And if you have been here, still welcome. I'm glad you're here. All right. But I do think this figure looks pretty good. This thing could be used in any type of like spooky scene or anything like that you just want to fit in with your figures. I mean, obviously we know it looks like a Green Goblin, but he looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie about that. So then he's on a Pogo ball. Now you know what? I say it in my head without thinking about it. You guys are right. Pogo ball. Now it sounds right. Now you guys are all probably fucking with me and you're like, dude, you're full of shit. The Balkoozie, no. The jacuzzi is what takes out Chandler Bing. Anyway, he's a Punisher victim. All right, well, I don't care. That's why I put him in your spooky set. All right, so it is confirmed. It is a Pogo ball. Okay, yep. See now, okay. So Matthew just sent me a picture. See now, like it comes back. But you know, when you say something in your head, you're like, "Is that really what that is?" Matthew, it's never too soon. Down South 77, it's never too soon. Graph, not too soon at all. See, we're thinking on the same wavelength, man. Like, anyway. And you know, like this is like the best posing they can do. Yeah, I was standing on it. All right, so this is I will probably get this figure. I don't have any type of attachment to Spider-Man. I didn't collect Spider-Man, but I did pick up some of these when I was younger with the comic books and stuff like that. And I love this suit. I don't know why, but I don't feel like the oddball because I noticed there's a lot of people that seem to really like this Scarlet Spider suit. And I think it looks really good. I know a lot of people said, hey, you know what? This would be awesome with soft goods. And frankly, I don't really care. But I really like this one. I just think it looks really good, and they got some wonderful shots. It'd probably be cool if they had like, I don't know, a skyline behind it, but they're showing you these wonderful posing you can do, and hey, you buy your own diorama. Uh, but yeah, I think this thing looks badass, man. And even though that the hoodie, and you know this is where Bill Belichick got his idea to wear the hoodie. I mean, Hasbro is based out of New England Patriots, the hoodie. So, but every single pose that they showed looks absolutely awesome. And I like this figure. I like the blue hoodie. It really, really looks good. So this was pretty much the only reason why I wanted to talk Marvel Legends. I don't really collect Marvel Legends, but yeah, this thing is good. And I don't think people are going to be too upset about it at all. But he still doesn't come with any, web slings or anything, which makes no sense. Again, it's already done. Yes, he's got toe articulation. I'm not a big fan of toe articulation, but I think in a Spider-Man, it really does work because of what he does. And I don't think that's what, I mean, you already know that I don't really like the toe articulation. But yeah, I think this actually is really nice. And from what I can tell, the way that it is, the way that it's done, yeah. Cobweb says 300K subs, Lawrence wears a blue cutoff hoodie. And some super chats, so I can buy a hoodie to cut off. Because there's gonna be a lot of money going into. Well, I gotta put some stuff into when I get the new computer for sure, because laptops have a lot of stuff that a regular computer does not have. But anyway, I don't have a problem with. Wait a minute. I'm gonna hit 3,000 subs, man. You're acting like it's not like I'm not gonna do it. We're like just over 50 away from it. Anyway, that's Scarlet Spider. On to NECA. And I know we really don't talk too much about this stuff, but since it is a mashup, I figured I would do it. I think this so this is the Turtle and the Monster mashup. I know they were talking, I think it was Foosh that was saying, hey, you know what, it'd be cool if they went with not all main turtles, but, people are going to want to collect the turtles. So I definitely do understand that. But this thing looks pretty good. And again, this is a poster right from, the 60s and 70s, probably one that you have, your parents or your grandparents have your parents or you in your house, where it's like that one picture that has the faded head on the top. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so yes, 2.94 exactly, just over 50 away to get to 50. Listen, it's coming. Like, I mean, it's coming pretty damn quick. I can't believe I said that. And Nolan, blue hoodie fund. For Nolan, the blue hoodie fund. I'm trying to think if I even have a blue hoodie, but I don't. Actually, all my hoodies are in good shape, other than my my girl skateboards hoodie, which is from 1993, and the 96 Pennywise hoodie that was given to me. So I only wear them at times. They're pretty beat up, but they're not going anywhere ever. So, all right. But yeah, I think this thing looks pretty good. Let's actually get to the figure. So NECA does a wonderful job of having a background and a diorama. Look at that. They do pictures with dioramas. Why doesn't Black Series or Legends do a diorama? That makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway. But I think it looks really good here. The legs, I mean, the color just scales into a turtle so absolutely awesome. So yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool there. So here's everything that you get with it. And again, I didn't try and get too many pictures. Leonardo, the spears are kind of using to his samurai swords. You got the fish on here, which is pretty cool. Different hands. You have a baby turtle. So again, if you're into monsters, you're into turtles. There it is. But yeah, don't think that I'm going to be covering turtles because yes, the Lions are beating the Raiders 26-14 right now. Hey, listen, I'm not a Lions fan. I've said this before. I gave up on being a Lions fan a long time ago. They got their ass kicked last week. They were humbled really bad. But I do believe that they are a really good team. And no one comes in here to listen to football talk. But I do believe that they're a good team. All right. Operation Monster Force. Now, they said they're not going to show anything. They said, we're not going to show off any new figures till the other figures drop next year. And they kept true to their word. But they showed packaging. And the packaging gives me huge NECA vibes. So here we have Van Helsing. I know Ed is excited for this. I wish I had an answer. I don't know. But I know what you're talking about. I think that would probably work pretty well. Yeah, that would actually work pretty well there. Ninja Turtle and Black Lagoon had a baby. So anyway, here we go. Monster Force. Here's your Van Helsing. It has a nice description about him, which is really cool. The Forgotten King has returned. So I'm getting more and more excited over this line. I really am. I don't know where I'm going to display it. Oh my, yeah, you know what? I get it. Michael Ironside, especially from V for Visitors, or for V for Victory. I don't know. Oh, that's just it. Like, they have done a wonderful job to make it like, hey, you know what? This is our line, but hey, feel free to use it in some other lines. We're going to make sure that you can fit this into some other lines. So let's say you want some backup characters, background characters. You can do that. Just the way that it opened, the fact that it has like a comic panel, a comic page. I don't want to say panel. Panel's one. I love this. Like, people are not going to want to get rid of these boxes. I know a lot of people will, but yeah, this is going to be. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I know Ed is. Matthew, I don't know. Have you told me that you're all into this? I know you like them. It's going to be expensive. They've shown off so much, but I think once we start getting into some of the figures, they're not going to be completely. We're not going to be completely overwhelmed because we're actually going to start seeing some figures. We'll still be overwhelmed with Classified because they're just shitting figures out right now. I'm not reading that because, shill. Well, they are designing the weapon, so. Curtis says, love the design, but need to have one before I think about pre-ordering. 1 or 2.5. But here's the wonderful thing about the pre-ordering is you're not putting any money up front. If we had to put money up front and like, hey, even if you get your money back, I would be with you 100%. And you are right. We need to get some in hand. We definitely need to get some in hand. But again, the wonderful thing is, like, if you get that first figure in and it sucks, you just go and cancel all those pre-orders. Which kind of makes you say, they're not going to. Now, I've seen them up close at PowerCon, but Fresh Monkey Fiction has been making figures too. So it's not like they're, it's not like they're just like came out of the blue. They have been creating figures for quite some time, but I'm fully on board with you, man. Like fully on board that, yeah, we got to get some in hand before you can expect me to keep tossing out money at you. And then this was hinted at, Crimson Moon. So again, they're clearly trying to tie into other lines that it might fit with. But they're doing something different. And that's why I said, like, to take a property like Monsters, which has been overdone. I don't know, overdone. It's been done so many times. Monster lines are not original, but this line is truly original. And just having a tease for 2024, it's kind of like, just get me that first wave. But thank you for waiting till after Christmas, because some of us have little people that we still have to buy for. Oh, and some of us have birthdays right after Christmas, and that's when our tabs need to be renewed for our vehicles, and big whammy. Oops. Big whammy. So, all right. Whew. Let's remove this. Take a drink. We got an hour to go. We're about to hit the GI Joe stuff. And then we'll get in the topic. Yeah, look at that. GI Joe will lead into the GI Joe topic. Actually, one of the little people is like at least 2 or 3 inches taller than me now. The other one is not taller than me yet. But the one who actually weighs the least, is taller than his mom and dad. And just so you know, I threw that in because their mom is taller than their dad. There's no Motu news, or else I would cover it. Wait a minute. That is, listen. Hey, where's like Thanos Copter? He's not even here. Cobb's been here for a little bit. See? All right, guys. So, there was a little bit of GI Joe news. A little pre-order that went up. Pre-order tomorrow. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now. Listen. 1 o'clock, everything should drop. I will have links to Amazon if possible. Amazon's really hard to find. And entertainment, or listen, if you want to help support the channel by not sending super chats or being a channel member, that is by far the easiest way. If it's something you're going to buy, just wait a second. If you see my link, or even if you're going to order something on Amazon or Entertainment Earth, if you use my code, if you go to one of my links on Amazon and you're logged in, anything that you order, I do earn a little bit of commission. It helps support the channel. And again, everything goes back in, and you don't have to send super chats, don't have to do anything like that. Listen, all of this does cost money. So that tomorrow, I will have links as soon as it is possible for me. And I will try to do it as quickly as possible. So now let's take a look at a little bit of GI Joe, A Real American Hero. I know we talked about Classified is not actually Real American Hero, but it's pretty damn close. Well, I think we already know who it is. So we got some, I cannot believe they're making this fucking figure. So we got name-only releases at the 1027, and one being Raptor. Now, maybe they'll make Raptor look cool. Some people have said, hey, you know what? Look at how they made Modern Falcon and the Marvel. Maybe they can do something like that. I hate this figure. I actually do not have the Falcon anymore. I have Raptor, my original one. I still have his backpack and wings. He looks stupid. He looks stupid in the 80s. He looks stupid now. He does not look stupid cool. He's not as dumb as Cobra Law, but he is stupid, stupid, stupid. Okay. But anyway, they are going to do this. Hopefully, it's not a deluxe because I don't want to pay more for Raptor than I have to. And let's see here. Love it, Raptor. Gotta go crazy. Look at Vulture at Marvel Legends. Okay, if they do something like that and they redo the figure and they make him a completely different figure, Matthew, I will sit back and say I was wrong. But they've been doing so much to be so close to the O-ring. I just fear we're gonna get something stupid like this. But if they do something like Vulture or something like Falcon in Legends, yes, you know what? Not Legends in the Marvel movies. I will sit back and say I was wrong. Lenny, do whatever the fuck you want. Other than Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball is going to suck too. I don't know how you make a good Crystal Ball. I just saw the name from you. Totally need a Crystal Ball. No, we don't. Crystal Ball is stupid. Whew. Okay. Shark guys, how dare you insult the Falconer accountant we all need in our collections? I also love that you're yelling at me about it. How dare you insult the Falconer accountant we all need in our collections? You do know that there is a live stream somewhere in this meta universe that we live in where there is somebody pissed off. And they're probably screaming at either my stream for saying that or someone else's because they really like this figure. Hey, you're allowed to like whatever you want. I'm going to buy it because I'm an idiot. But yes. And look at this, Larry Holmes. I love Crystal Ball. Listen, you guys can like him. Hey, listen, if you guys like something, awesome. You're probably going to get it. They're going to go through all these. I had people telling me, hey, I really like the Tiger Force one. Hey, you can like him. You just look stupid. This is my opinion. I think soccer is stupid. If you like it, great. People will tell me punk rock sucks, and I'll say, okay, I don't care. Johnny Reno says, I bet you they'll make Raptor a mainline figure, and they'll make the Iron Grenadier a Pulse Scalper exclusive. You know what? I've had no problem getting him, so I don't give a shit, but you're fucking probably right. Another Johnny Reno one. I set my Raptor on fire as a kid. Yeah, it's kind of like one of the figures I probably should have. Anyway, so there it is, Falcon. This may be my favorite army builder. I love the Crimson Guard. I always looked at this figure as Destro taking the top Crimson Guard and making his own Iron Grenadiers. And that's why I absolutely loved when Lenny and the Classified team, that's only like Lenny, put the sword with them. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I can't wait to see what they do with this figure. Hopefully they do not use the same fucking Uzi that we keep seeing with like the Baroness and everything. Hopefully they'll redesign it a little bit. I backed off army building figures just because, again, you're getting multiples. I already have multiple, and I've had multiple of the Crimson Guard, and then there's so many different Crimson Guards coming. I will army build a few of these for sure. I'm just assuming it's going to look as good as these other figures. This figure is awesome. The other thing that tells you is that we will be getting a new Destro really soon. Because you're not going to have the Iron Grenadiers unless you have Destro leading them. I never had an Iron Grenadier Destro. That was towards the end of my time where I still picked up a few figures, but I was not going to pick up a figure in vehicle, especially you're a kid then. So yeah, this, I can't wait. I was really surprised that they're already entering the Iron Grenadiers. So I put the Pimp Daddy Destro on Red Skull for an Iron Grenadiers version. Huh. Well, Pimp Daddy Destro has to go with the Crimson team. So I can't do that. Not now. But yes, I'm excited for this. This one I'm excited for. This one I am not. Excited? Fuck you. Excited? Fuck you. All right. Hey, listen, if you like Raptor, awesome. There's people that like Crystal Ball. That's cool. I found out there's a lot of people that like Cobra Law, and Cobra Law's stupid. And yes, I will continue to say that. All right. Now on to the Vamp. And I think we all knew this was coming on 10/27. Everyone was really interested to see what the price was going to be. I was thinking it was going to come in around 80. I was wrong. I don't think $100 is bad. Do I wish it was less? Of course I do. Like anything. I wish classified figures were $10, but I also am not living in 1990. $100 I do not think is bad. And again, the way people tend to do it is you take the figure away. It's a $25 figure. Now you have a $75 vehicle. They do give you a lot with this. The only thing that it really doesn't do, and it doesn't really concern me all that much, it would be good for like maybe photos, is the wheels do not turn. I'm sure that there will be a YouTuber that will probably emphasize how his does have a working steering wheel and wheel. But again, I don't care. They put shocks on it. They gave this thing a whole bunch of stuff. So let's get into this here. Dioramas, guys. Absolutely fucking crazy. It's like this thing is sitting here. Like, seriously, look at this diorama. Like, could they not put every single Mandalorian back there and Star Wars do it? But they don't. But the GI Joe, they do because, they're awesome. Quickly, I want to say hi to Unboxing Art. $100 is solid. Plus, they didn't put a limit when ordering from what I saw. No, there wasn't. But I don't know. B's Battleground, Bobby B was making a joke, but he said a comment like 20 is the limit. Now, I know he didn't order 20. I talked to Bobby enough. I know he's not that crazy to order 20. But yeah, no, I think $100 is a very fair price, especially for everything that you're getting. And this mold is just going to be, it's going to make its money back. Stinger, the Vamp Mark II, exclusives. I mean, they already have the everything set up for the Destro, not the Destros, the Dreadnoks, with their vehicle and the ramp cycle. So, okay, so Big says limit is 20. Again, if you are ordering 20 of these, God bless you. I'm not going to say anything about how much money you have, but I'm going to say how much space do you have? All right. Like, I hate when people say like, I talked about it earlier when someone, talked about like, with that type of collection, you must live in your mom's basement. I don't know. That's basically what they said. Hey, listen, it's your money. You do whatever you want. I don't know what you do, but man, what kind of space do you have? That's what gets me. Get ready for the haters that are sneakily going to buy it, yet still hate on it. Yeah, well, that happens with any line, any company. That is for sure. I don't know how you can really hate on it. I mean, I think that I've already seen people. We've seen people already say like this thing should be $40. Like, really? 40? Like, what world are you living in? And again, people want to go back in 1984. You know what? 84 is a long ass time ago. 84. It says, yeah. Look at the cars. Look how much I can buy a full size truck for. I'm trying to do that nowadays. 20 is probably just slow resellers. Well, what is kind of crazy is that it's still available. It did not sell out. Now, the Trouble Bubble didn't sell out right away either. That didn't sell out until it started popping up and people started doing reviews, and then all of a sudden, boom. Rachel, you know what? I like how you're thinking. And I gotta say, I ordered the Police Funko one off eBay for like $15, like maybe 2 years ago. And those things, I believe, now are going like crazy price right now. And I only bought it because I wanted to put it in my display with like Mutton Junkyard and Shockwave and stuff like that. So that would be a cool homage to this. Anyway, back to this. We'll go over everything that it has. It has a working winch on it. The cable connectors, the hooks here actually do actuate. You can take the lights off. So if you're going to cry that it doesn't look exactly like the original, you can take it off and not worry about it. It has oh shit handles. I know Emily and Lenny couldn't say it on the stream, but we can say it here. Oh shit handles are funny. That's what my mom used to call it. In the background is the first Easter egg, and this is not a stinger like a lot of people think. This is a stun. I'm not saying they're making a stun. They throw in a lot of little Easter eggs when they do stuff like this, but it looks like it has two big wheels in the back and this little gunner station right here. It looks like the stun. I noticed it when people were pointing it out, saying that it looks like a stinger. And when I actually went to post it on one of the forums, like in a comment, I noticed a few other people had also said that it looks like a stun. So I'm not saying we're getting a stun. I'm definitely not saying I want a stun. A stun is like a sniper's dream, right? It's just a sniper's dream. Johnny Reno said we called them bitch bars. I never heard that. I just know oh shit handles. No, that is later on. The ferret is later on in here. So, but this here, I do believe is a stun just by the way that the gun is mounted for the gunner seat. And if you look at what the tire is right here, of course, you can't see my mouse going over it. It looks like it has like writing on the tire. So here we have a picture of Clutch working on it. I know Tony, he's not happy with the colorful wrenches and stuff, but you know, big giant crescent wrenches do come red like that, so I understand. But he said, I'm painting it right away. All right, well, you do that. But yeah, I think this looks really good. I love that it opens up. The engine does come out, but Lenny said, I'm not going to do it. The other thing that makes you know that you're going to get a Stinger and the other ones is if you ever look at the Stinger and the different vamps, there are differences to the mold, just a little bit. And where it looks like, obviously, the shovel is removable, it looks like the pack on the top is removable, they can interchange that stuff so they can give you different things. Unboxing Art says, I'm so happy we're getting these 112 scales. I got to make room for the Hiss, Dragonfly, Vamp, Vanguard, and Ramen Racer. You know, listen, that video is still sitting there. It's on my homepage where I don't think that 6-inch vehicles are going to, that they're going to work, that people wait till they go on clearance. Maybe that's why this is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I want to still stand by that, but they are proving me wrong. And I will be the first one to admit when I'm wrong, man. And I got to say, like, I'm happy that we're getting some. I don't have a lot of room, but I, like you, I'm just like, I got to find some way to make a little bit of room. So eventually I might have to take down that video because people are like, going to watch it and be like, I will never remove the video because I stand by what I said at the time. But maybe it shouldn't be on the homepage anymore. All right. But it does have rubber tires. He did show how they go on. And, you know, if you pop the thing on there, he said you can kind of, if you put them on the wrong way, you can take the tires off. But I don't think I want to do that. So here, what looks like, I'm going to say this. It kind of looks like it almost looks like a similar helmet to that knockoff a Power Rangers movie that's coming out, but it's not. But he's obviously digging up a helmet here or throwing dirt on it. And here's a better picture of it. And someone had pointed it out. I didn't really notice it at first, but it looks like the helmet that we see in the background here with what is the ferret. Now, I don't understand this picture. Why would he be so close to the ferret? like hold on. I want to have a sneezing fit. Oh, the sneezing fit's going to happen. I can't believe I've never had one before. All right. Anyway, I don't know why the ferret's there, why she's sitting there. It looks like a female. I don't know why. It looks like a female. But I got to say, like, they seem too close for how they're actually interacting with each other. But anyway, New York, don't bury me. I'm not dead. And Chaz says Lawrence is slick, acting like he sneezed so he could take a bump. Well, I'm about to do a little bit more acting. All right. I honestly I can't believe I haven't had more sneezing fits while I'm on the air. It happens to me in some bad times. Anyway, so we're getting the first look at the ferret. Hopefully, it's just the picture on the box. But if that's the ferret we're getting, it looks really stupid. And I'm hoping that it's just at least the picture that we're seeing here. And a lot has to do with the handlebars are clearly blending into the side cannon, but the guns don't look like the front guns don't look like they're mounted properly. So it's just one of those weird things that, hey, you know what? But we are getting the ferret again. It better not be $100 because that wouldn't work. I'm guessing $55 for that too. But yeah, like I said, I'm right there. I want more. But I don't want more. Chaz says I found a classified vamp today at Ollie's for 99 cents. Listen, man, they some of the people got very clever with stuff. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, some people are very clever about stuff. Punk, I thought you said you weren't going to jump into any new lines. Are you talking about Monster Force? Monster Force is the one that I like. That was the one that I wanted. Like that was the one line that I was going to get into. I see a lot of stuff. I said I'm not going to buy a lot of stuff when I do. I was watching the beginning of Geek Dead Life yesterday, and Dan Larson says he's like one of my things I said I will not do this year is buy 6-inch vehicles. And he's like, and Jay was like, he's like, so did you buy the Vamp? He's like, let's move on now. It's like the his thing, the Dragonfly, the Vamp, like, no, I'm trying not to get into other lines, but Monster Force is one that I really do like. If that's what you're talking about, Classified is not a new line. If you think, I mean, you sure don't think that I'm just getting in Classified because it's a fucking problem. Anyway, the interior of this thing looks really awesome. He talked about it, and then he talked about the detail. It definitely gives me like kit vibes right down here. This little computer screen. The steering wheel looks really good. If I remember correctly, the clutch moves back and forth properly. But you just look at that dashboard, and they did a really wonderful job. Which again, they should. And this is why I said, like, if everyone said, hey, you know what? They can do a water moccasin if they can do the Fortnite boat for $70. The Fortnite boat, as cool as it is, if they dropped a GI Joe vehicle, let's say the water moccasin, with the detail that's on the Fortnite boat, people would go nuts because there's not a lot of detail to it. This thing is so much more detailed and it looks absolutely wonderful. The helmet that he has is an actual helmet. It's not a head, so we don't have to worry about the peg size. From what I've heard is that going to 2024, all the new figures will have the same dumbbell neck size, so you don't have to worry about this as an issue anymore. I don't know why we had to worry about it before. It should be a universal neck size. Marvel Legends should be able to swap with Classified and with Black Series and with Valaverse. You should, and again, obviously Monster Force, as they come out, we should be able to swap them between every single figure. It should be like the peg size in the foot. Again, the fact that they just can't come to a regular agreement makes absolutely no sense. Baldy Locks jumps in here. I want the Vamp yesterday. I gotta say, like, I do look at this and I'm like, as amazing as the Hiss tank looked, I just see this and I'm like, that was the one that you could just whip around the house. You can never really whip the Hiss around. You're definitely not going to whip this Hiss around, even though it's on working treads. And I gotta say, when they showed it, when Millennia like moved it, you watched the treads move. I can tell you, I have 2 3D printed ones with working treads, and they don't work like that. So, but again, this helmet is going to fit on most figures, not any of the really giant ones. So here's an interesting pick. It does look like this might be a Stinger driver. I thought at first that maybe it was part of the Hiss fire team, the fire. What is it? 877. I can't think of the name. But I looked at the colors. I'm like, I don't think it is. But again, that is not a Vamp that we're seeing. That is the not the Stinger. That is the whatever I said. You guys know what it is. But this does look like a Stinger driver. And again, I have a feeling by the time the Vanguard does come out, you may be sitting with the Hiss, the Stinger, the Vamp, the SMS, the MMS, and hell, you might even get the Dragonfly, before then. So it's going to be crazy, all the vehicles that we're going to get. And I don't know what we're going to do with it. Like I said, I don't question the money that people have to spend on this stuff. I do wonder, where do you have the space? I don't have a garage. But you get to the point you have a garage, like, I'm just going to park outside. All right. Ionic Blood says, that means the Thunder Machine will be a PulseCon exclusive, and I need that. Again, I still say that it's going to be a HasLab. I could be completely wrong. Although somebody did mention that with this vehicle going up for $100, and you figure Stinger, a Vamp Mark II, probably a Wolverine, will another HasLab work? I mean, you're going to have to do something. You're going to do something different. Something bigger. Because now you've already said, hey, we can do this for a cheaper price if we remove certain things. So if GI Joe does do another classified HasLab, is it going to go gangbusters like the last two? All right. So kind of highlighted a little bit more. Again, I'm not sure this is a Stinger driver. I think it just may be the color. I know why everyone thinks it's a Stinger driver because of the grays, but it's definitely hard to tell for sure. And, I did not say hi to Thanos Copter. Thank you for being here, even if it is not a Motu stream. All right, so VLR, didn't Lenny say that once the Thunder Machine is made, that it definitely be a Pulse exclusive and not a HasLab? No, what he said was a Thunder Machine does not have to be a HasLab. He didn't say that it won't be a HasLab. He just said that it does not have to be. I just feel that it's going to be. And I want to give a big shout out to Richard Sampson here. He found the channel last week. I do remember. So, and he was really good. I think it was last week. Actually added to the channel. Matter of fact, a lot of the newer people are adding to this chat. So, but then he comes with Vamp at $100. Ouch. We're just talking about how we think it's a good price. Everyone's gonna feel different. I'm not. Listen, I do not question. Like I said, if you tell me $25 is too expensive for you, I'm not saying you in general. I don't question. Listen, these are luxury items. These are first world problems. KJ says I'd pay $100 for a Thunder Machine. Yeah, I think everyone on this chat would. All right. So you see the flamethrower, the fire extinguisher. Look at this. Even not only do they have dioramas, they actually put in fake flames and everything. I don't understand why. Again, we just hit 90 people here. Listen, if you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'm shooting for that 3,000 really, really soon. But just liking and subscribing does so much for the algorithm, and it does push this show out. And again, as I mentioned before, it is growing tremendously. All right. So tomorrow, I believe these are the two things that are going up, and I believe most people feel the same thing, that we're going to get Mutton Junkyard and our Iron Grenadier Metal Gear here, Metalhead. How do I say Metal Gear? But yeah, Richard Simpson, I feel the Vamp is expensive only because of all the stuff I have improved. Hey, listen, $100 is expensive. I'm not even trying to say that it's not. I'm not saying that it's not. Like I said, I'm not going to spend someone else's money because it is expensive. $100, so not everyone can spend $100 on a toy, and that's what these are. They're toys. Chaz says the way Lenny said it to me, it seemed like he was hinting it was not going to be a HasLab. Okay, well, I still say it's going to be. And I'm okay with being wrong. It's one of those things. I mean, hell, I can't sit up here and do a show for 3+ hours alone and never be wrong. I'll just deny, and delete things that I said that were wrong. And then I'll say, hey, I never said that. Like the Target exclusive Dr. Mindbender with Trouble Bubble. It's confirmed. It's in the system. I know people in Target that have told me, even though I live in Canada where you don't have Targets. Anyway, classified next HasLab should be a full line replacement, neck joints, and head sculpts for all the prior figures that have them on the same system. That's something that doesn't need to be a HasLab. But I'm kind of with you there. Allison says $100 a jug of milk, a carton of eggs, some cheese, some potatoes, and a night with your dad. I don't know if you're in the South. All right. So we've already seen these figures, but now we're seeing them again. We actually are seeing Metalhead in full figure form, but we're seeing the return of the plastic packaging. Again, I was fine with the plastic-free packaging. I actually wish that there was a little bit less plastic on here, and they did a little more with what they were doing before. Because, in all honesty, man, like they knocked it out of the park with the art. But again, they do have the stuff on the back, so that is still pretty cool. Anytime KJ says something, Viper Island said we'd be getting GI Turtles crossover. It's on the internet. It's got to be true. Metalhead is a perfect example where they took subpar OG release and improved it. Listen, I believe I said it to Lenny when I interviewed him. I said, you took a figure that was so stupid and you made him look cool, and you're just like, listen, we got to put some blast effects on him because this guy's gonna just kill himself. So anyway, here's the packaging to Mutton Junkyard. I can't wait to get this figure. Again, as great as Mutt looks, I think everyone is like, I just want Junkyard. Not I only want Junkyard, but I need Junkyard. And the worst thing is, I'm going to want two of them because both the face sculpts are just so awesome. But I love like the Happy Dog. I think that's how they refer to the Happy Dog face. It looks so awesome. And this Mutt, I mean, again, he's taken right out of the O-ring, out of the 80s. But I think it works. It doesn't take away from anything. I think it looks really good. And I haven't really heard anyone complain. And here's the back. Again, you get Angry Junkyard. You see Mutt. They put the happy face on it. I mean, this, again, if you really wanted an O-ring reimagined, this is it right here. So it's hard to complain about this at all. You get this little guy in the background. So I know that they are hinting towards something. If I remember correctly, it is Nagahide. So. And then here's a shot of them running. And I think this is awesome. Again, like the diorama does so much. Shooting the Galaxy, he makes these things. It should be a $45 price. That's what their animal companions were, $45, right? I thought they said $45 for animal companions, and like those types of deluxes, like scrap iron and stuff. Doesn't mean they can't change the price, and I guess with tax and everything, you're looking at $50. But and then he has a knife. I don't know why you're going to use a knife, but again, these just look awesome. So we're here we have Metalhead, and yeah, they took a preposterous figure and they made him look really cool. He has all these blast effects. I'm sure a lot of them will be soft and bent already when they come out, but we'll have to warm them up. We'll survive, I guess. It sucks. We all want a little bit. I can't say anything without it sounding dirty, stiffer, harder effects. But hopefully, maybe down the line, these ones are starting to be the change. And as KJ says here, Croc Master Scrap Iron, $45. So, and I'm okay with that because there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, the all the Snake Eyes, the two different Snake Eyes with timber and stuff like that. So, on the back here, you have him blasting away. He really doesn't look like he's holding, like he has too many missiles on him. Again, it is pretty silly, but this is Mars, man. These are prototype weapons, and maybe he found a way. He found a way to mount them and do all this. But yeah, and I will say this: I'm not happy with that. They're basically going to be giving the lame Cobra laser rifle. It seems like they're just going to keep completely just smashing this down our throats. I do think the red pop makes it pop, though. I think it looks really good. But something like this, like I always loved the Transformers that had shoulder-mounted weapons. So when I saw GI Joe that had some sort of shoulder-mounted weapon, it's just really cool. So I kind of have a soft spot for this, the way this figure looks. And smashing down our throats and making it pop. Oh, okay. Oh, look, and Allison has been a member for 5 months. Thank you, Allison. So here's a couple other shots. Again, look how wonderful these shots are. Now, they got to stop giving the bad guys M16s. They don't deserve the M16 or the M4. I'm saying them the M16. The AR rifle. I know someone's going to correct me, yell, and scream at me. the AR rifle. But this one here, where he's holding both rifles, he has the missile shooting off it. This just looks badass. Like, it's just like so badass. Like, this guy is just coming out, one last stand. He's firing all the rockets. He's shooting his guns. I love it. And then Master Versal Toy Hunter, a member for 1 month. Thank you very much. I think they're going to use Spirits of Freedom for wrap. I don't think they're going to reuse. I don't think they're going to do that. Just the vibe that I get. The animals are just so few and far between. I can't see them doing that. And one is an eagle and one is a falcon, and they are distinctly different. I'm not saying it's not possible. But I don't see them doing that. And again, I could be completely wrong. I have no inside knowledge. Contrary to what people believe, just ask Lenny for an interview. And then in the back, we have what we believe is Naga hide. So, and PNC, a member for 4 months. Thank you very much. Thank you to all you guys. Again, everything that we get from the channel members goes right back into it. And that's it. Look, guys, we made it to the topic. We went pretty long. 2 hours and 41 minutes. Graf says, not as cool as Real Blast, but not bad for GI Joe. I need this figure. Well, I need them all because I have issues. My GI Joe weapons are the shape of the letter S. Richard, I can't argue, man. There are some that are just absolutely awful. There are some that are good. It is something that I did discuss off screen, and they are well aware of it. They're trying to work on it. And I'll say it again. And listen, I know people will say this makes you, a Hasbro or a shill. There is a huge difference in what Hasbro and those teams have to go through to get something fixed compared to what Valaverse, Four Horsemen, Boss Fight Studios, the things that they have to go through. Don't get me wrong. To be part of a huge corporation, and have all this ability and resource behind it is a plus. But at the same time, not being able just to tell your factory, you know what, fuck you. This is not what we want. It sucks, man. Where again, I'll use Bobby from Valaverse as an example, because he's so vocal about it. He's able just to contact, and again, he can't contact and be like, hey, this needs to be changed right now. And they just hey, stop the presses. Let's fix it. But he's able to contact them. Doesn't have to go through, the all the hoops, all the red tape and shit to get something the way that it should be. That's, where unfortunately for those Hasbro teams, that's what they have to go through. So, all right. And Rachel, thank you for joining. I know you've been here before, and I see you on all the other chats, but I love seeing you here. Raptor equals Crafter. Punk with toys, that's how I really feel. There's one thing you probably guys will never have to really worry about. I will only bite my tongue for so long. But I am with you. Raptor equals Craptor. But hey, there are some people here that like him. I'm glad to see that you're on the punk side with it. And if I refer to myself in the third person, I'm feeling it. All right. It says, are the new package figures a possible? No. Entertainment Earth will be putting them up. So again, as I mentioned before, if you want to help support the channel, I will put links down as quickly as I can tomorrow to Entertainment Earth, Haladope Toys if they have it, and Amazon if I could find them on Amazon. Amazon is such a bitch to find stuff. You would think that, you know what? I can't even imagine what the logistics are. It's probably as bad as BBS giving to DHL and whatever the hell DHL does. Don't even get me started. My my Helix is sitting in Stowe, Ohio. I don't get mad that I don't have Helix right away and I'm not the first one to do it. You know what drives me nuts is I'm in Michigan. Here's Michigan. Here's Wisconsin. That should be the other way around. Same thing, the opposite. Anyway, you guys know where Wisconsin is. You know where Michigan is. The Helix gets shipped from DHL, who's going to drop it off at the post office. It goes down to Wisconsin. It goes down to Illinois. And now it's gone across Ohio to Stowe, Ohio, which is by Cleveland. It actually means it passed right by Michigan, and it's past Michigan now. Now it's got to come back and go back up. And literally, like, going up my ass. Where if Big Bacon is still here, he drives truck routes. He can probably tell you that from Illinois to Detroit, Michigan, there's another route. Like, if it stopped and it was stuck in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is the west side, I'd be like, hey, that makes sense. But it's DHL. They must have a hub there. And I was talking to Bobby B about it. I'm like, I would just love to sit down and explain the logistics to me. How is it less expensive to hand it to DHL, who is going to initially take it to the post office and drop it off? The post office still has to get paid, right? So how is that less expensive for everyone involved? It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. But anyway, that's a whole nother rant. I haven't even got to the topic, and we're almost at the end of the show. Actually, the show never has to end. I end it when I want. All right, so I'm going to read a couple of these comments here. On track and DHL is the worst. You know what's funny? Is DHL used to be really, really good when they were Airborne Express. Then they became DHL. They used to be really good. And then, man, I don't know, they must have got bought out or something, but it's awful. Be sure to use Punk's link for Dorkside. KJ says too soon. You know, this may be the first time too soon is too soon. All right. Johnny says, if you think that's bad, I had a package sent from the next city over, literally 15 minutes away, that got sent to West Virginia, then California, and back to Arizona. Wow. Quickly, there's a skate shop down the street in my city. Now, mind you, Mount Clemens, Michigan is a small city, literally inside of another city. It's like 5 square miles or something like that. It's not, maybe a little bit bigger than that, but it's not big. Skate shop is also in the city. I ordered some pads for my kids. This is a couple years ago. And I just figured, okay, I'll order them and, I'll get them in a couple of days. I could have just stopped in there. So I get the tracking number, I'm watching it, and it goes down to, now, the post office is right next door to the skate shop. I mean, it's literally right next door. The Mount Clemens post office. But it goes down to Oak Park, which is probably around 35 minutes away. All right, whatever. And then I'm watching the tracking, and just like you, I didn't go as far. It goes down into Ohio and sat there for like 2 days. Then it came back up to Oak Park, then went into Mount Clemens, and then came to my door like a week and a half later. I'm like, how in the hell did that make any sense? Like, logistically, how does this even happen? Like, you're in Mount Clemens, you're dropping it off at the Mount Clemens post office to go to a resident in Mount Clemens. How did it end up not only in Oak Park, but all the way to Ohio? Maybe that's what the topic should have been. Right? These services. How are they doing these logistically? And how is it saving them money? Maybe that's why the post office is bleeding money, because you're sending shit to other states when all you got to do is literally run it down the street. Like, I could have literally rode my skateboard there. We literally used to. I'm saying literally way too much. But when I was a kid, we walked the tracks basically to right where that is. Anyway, okay. Let's get in the topic, because we're at the end of this. This little guy. Yep, this is from my buddy Ed, who was kind enough to replenish the walkie-talkie of rock and roll. So he threw this in here, and yeah. And Aaron says, "I tell USPS to purposely send all your packages to Ohio." And Ed says, "Listen, literally keep rambling." Whew. All right. Okay. I expected to have more time. I'm obviously I'm going to run late tonight. Who needs to sleep, right? I can sleep after work. Clearly, my Helix won't be here, so what does it fucking matter? It's Halloween. I don't pass out candy. Anyway. I gotta say this. Shows like this, I'm having a good time. I'm reading the chat. You guys seem to be having a good time. My face hurts from actually laughing. I laugh at my own jokes because I do. All right. So, KJ says, Lawrence, real talk. Why do you think Joe fans avoid other lines? Okay, so I guess let's get into this. And I don't think that they avoid other lines. I just don't think that they collect other things. And I'm not going to say, oh, Joe fans. So it's kind of been going back and forth. And I've seen Articulated Chad talk about this. And he does believe that he believes that most of the classified fans are 6-inch figure fans, that they're toy collector fans. Like the toy fans, not GI Joe fans, and I completely disagree. And I'm not saying there's not some merit to what he's saying, because clearly there are 6-inch fans. Fuck, I can't believe I'm saying that. There are 1/12 fans. There's 6-inch action figure fans that will collect the GI Joe because they're now 6-inch figures. Along with Marvel Legends and Valaverse and Mythic Legions and whatever. But when I look at the different forums, when I look at Facebook and Instagram, it's mostly on the Facebook. You see a lot of these GI Joe fans that are in there asking questions that are, this is going to upset people, stupid questions. And they're stupid to us because it's like, man, like, do you not follow some of these toy channels? But when you start like listening to what they're saying, what they're talking about, you realize that these are people that they caught that, oh my God, look, GI Joe are making now 6-inch figures. They're making these figures. They see Super 7. And they're like, they don't know who Super 7 is. They don't know about the crappy quality of Super 7. They see Ultimate figures that look like the cartoon, and they're like, oh my God, I want that. It's a premium company. They're doing this. They're giving us these 7-inch figures, right? And you're just like, are you paying attention to the quality? They're not. They don't see it. Shark Guys, just using this member chat before October 31st. Thank you very much. And I'm seeing more and more stuff. Like earlier today, I saw people talking about like, where am I going to be able to, is this going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive? How am I going to get it? Can I get it somewhere else? And it's like, I don't know. Because I'm a Entertainment Earth partner that I can see. But if you go to their drop zone, they tell you what's coming out. They don't tell you what's coming out. They tell you what product's coming out. And they've had GI Joe on there for October 31st. So clearly it's not just a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. And these are things that you think people would actually know. A lot of them don't know what BBTS is. That blows me away. Then they don't know what Entertainment Earth is. They have no idea who Nerd Zork is. A lot of them are watching Viper Island, and you'll be like, dude, you need to watch the full force. He actually gives you real information. A lot of it is because they feed him information, and they're like, "Oh, I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of him." Like, how have you heard of Viper Island, but you haven't heard of the Full Force? Everyone is getting their news from the Full Force. Pretty much everything that Shark News gives you is from the Full Force. I mean, it's actually kind of comical, but the questions that they ask when they don't understand pricing, when they're like, they see the Mezco GI Joe and they're like, yeah, you know what? I'm not spending $100 on a figure. My $25 Duke is fine for me. And it's like, you understand, like, this is a completely different. My Italianness is coming out. Hands are moving. You know, this is a completely different line. And yes, if you're going to tell me that $125 after everything is too expensive, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to say, well, you don't fucking understand. I will say, hey, you know what? Listen, there are different lines happening. When you hear the GI Joe fans complain how they will not spend $50 on a Hasbro Pulse membership because it's not worth it, and you realize, like, you get free shipping. Now, to be honest, for the GI Joe fans, it is worth it, just for the fact that they have so many exclusives of GI Joes now. But it's like, you get like all your Marvel Legends and your Star Wars, those flight stands, which I really do like. Like, you get all kinds of stuff, discount days, early stuff. But they're like, I only collect GI Joe, and I'm just starting to notice more and more, like, I don't think it has to do with money. It's they grew up on GI Joe, and they don't really care. Hold on. When I find a Danhausen, he's talking the AEW belt. He's taking the AEW from CM Punk. Well, good, because CM Punk doesn't deserve any belt. God damn it! Don't distract me from that shit. Eric Thurman says, I did it for Serpentine Mindbender, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. But the more and more I'm seeing, like, when I'm just reading the stuff that a lot of these people are talking about online, it's just like you start to notice that. I'm sorry, I just looked up and saw Flavor Flav on my TV. Oh, is this what I'm sorry. He's singing the national anthem. Sorry, I look up, I see Flavor Flav on Jimmy Kimmel. Squirrel. Where the hell was I? Anyway. Yeah, so the more and more I see, like, the different GI Joe collectors, and I think that's why a lot of people are getting taken by them. It's hard. I really used to like GI Joe Classified, the one that Jeremy Kimberlin is the moderator there, one of the moderators. But I have a huge issue because all I go on there and I see fucking scalpers, and I'm tired of it, man. Like, I don't want to see that shit. But these people, like, a lot of these guys don't know what they're doing. They don't realize, like, dude, just give it a second. If you've been following anything in the toy community, you'll understand. They ask dumb questions, and I'm sorry, they are dumb questions. Where, like, someone will have to explain a way an action figure actually works. Where, again, I don't mind that someone asked. Someone asked the other day between a Valaverse and a GI Joe, and it wasn't asking between them. He was saying, "Hey, what is this?" And he was asking about the drop down hips. And a couple people were really snotty, and I know myself, and Jeremy Kimberlin was another one. We just kind of, we just kind of laid it out like, "Hey, that's drop down hips. This is what it does." And, oh, thank you. Big says, if people are too lazy to stay informed, I don't help them or listen to them. You know what? I'm with you with a lot of stuff. There are some people that are asking legit questions, like, how do you like the drop down hip thing? Like, how do you Google? You don't know what a drop down hip is. I understand. So it's like, but you ask. But when people ask questions, and I'm with you, and I know Bobby B has started to do it. I've seen Baldy do it all the time. Like, hey, Google is your fucking friend, man. Stop coming in here, starting a new fucking thread of something that you can Google within 2 minutes. Hey, what action figure is this? Like, like who is this figure? Like, who is Metalhead anyway? I don't know. There's this thing called Google. It's kind of big. Fucking type in GI Joe Metalhead and you'll find out what it is. Okay. Now, if you want to have a discussion about it, that's different. But like I say, the more and more I read this stuff, and I've talked to a lot of different people about this, like they just think like they don't understand what reaction figures are. They see reaction and they're like, that's not how GI Joe is. It's like, yeah, you're right. It's not. That's a reaction figure. That is a whole line that Super 7 has that a lot of people don't like. And I'm not want to get into whether people like it or not, or how it should be like that. But it's like that's how they make their 3.75 figures. And yeah, when you look at it and you're a GI Joe collector and you just see it in Target, and I've talked to numerous people that have no idea. They just happen to be in there with their kid and they see that and they're like, holy shit, like, and you kind of explain it to them like, oh, well, that's stupid. Well, okay, well, that's, I can argue that it's not stupid. Dark Eon says, I agree. Some ask very dumb questions. I think those people want to feel important by thinking they're contributing. Possibly. But I do understand that. And again, I don't mind helping people. But again, there's a quick Google with some of this stuff. Again, if you can help someone out that doesn't understand, like if someone said, hey, and we've seen it, what are the butterfly joints for? Listen, if you try and Google butterfly joints, good luck finding that on Google and understanding it. But you want to, you go on the Joe community and you're like, hey, what are these butterfly joints? What are they for? Well, I'm going to tell you, the classified ones are useless. Same on Tomax, theirs work pretty well. They're pretty much useless on classified. They don't work well. The Valaverse, they work really well. They can put their hands together. But as Bobby has talked about numerous times, if you cut something properly, you actually don't even need butterfly joints. But everyone wanted them, so he said he put them in. Again, it doesn't make a lot of sense. That doesn't make sense to me. Why you would do something just because people wanted it. But anyway, I just saw this name and had it. So Richard says the community has become toxic because guys like Retroblastic is constantly crying and complaining about a scale he doesn't even collect. I can't like this comment, like if it was on Facebook, but if I could, I'd put a little fucking heart by it. Well, I don't know, Ed. You have fucking Google. Google it. Well, there's different types of butterfly joints. You'd have to be pretty specific. A butterfly joint is a cafe in San Francisco. Did you Google that, or did you actually see it before? Valaver's butterfly worked well, but it has horrible lucky shoulders on his. Don't even get me started on the lip that hangs over the shoulders, especially on the figures that are either are shirtless or have a tank top on, because it looks wrong. Okay. Well, I'm gonna drink something. Woo. Okay. I need to start writing down more points because I forget my points when I get to my topic. But it's just something that I've noticed. I noticed, again, they don't understand price points, why something costs so much. Again, sometimes you need to do a little bit of research. Understand that, $100 for a Jeep in this market, in this scale, is a fairly good price. Again, I'm not going to say it's the greatest price in the world because, again, $100 is $100 even to this day. I'm gonna say most of us aren't making $100 an hour, so it is something that's kind of pricey. It's gonna dig into your wallet. But when you start comparing everything, then yeah, you start to notice like, hey, this isn't that bad. Eternian Eclipse, hey Punk, how's it going? Not bad. I haven't raged yet today, so have I? I love the chat. I haven't raged about anything, right? I've been pretty calm today, man. I actually feel really good. Like today, like this feels like a good stream. Although I kind of get to the end and it's like, yeah. I'm certainly not making $100 an hour, nor am I. I'm sure not making that from YouTube. I'll tell you that much. Let's see here. Dustin says, at my job, one of the newbies asked what keyword to put in our internal database for a question about jobs. I said, jobs? It's not just Joe collectors that are lazy. Oh, no. Oh, dude, listen. My son can look up anything that he wants, but when it's something he doesn't want to do, he asks me to do it. I say, fucking Google it. And I don't say fucking, I say, go Google it. Maybe I say fucking Google it and it pisses me off. But I'm like, go Google it. I don't know what to Google. Start Googling shit. You'll eventually find it. All right. You get your porn and shit, there's always going to be some sort of porn that pops up, but it's like, just Google it. Like you'll eventually find out exactly what you're looking for. And if you don't understand what you're reading, that's fine. That's when you come to it. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to figure this out. I Google it. I don't get it. All right, cool. Let's figure this out. But don't come to me and ask me to do all the work. So you're right. It's not just Joe collectors. It's not toy collectors. Not Marvel Legends collectors. Not Mythic Legions collectors. Yeah. Oh, there's lots of it. Good porn, bad porn. Yes, on the internet. See, this is why you are a contributor. You make me laugh. That's why I agreed that I will send to Canada if someone wins the giveaway on Black Friday. When I was a kid, I had to look it up in the encyclopedia. You mean the Encyclopedia Britannica? The Encyclopedia Britannica? Come on, you guys all remember that commercial, right? So anyway, that's just my feelings on it. I would love to have a debate with someone that feels opposite. Again, I should write down more notes when it comes to certain stuff like this. Popular Science was my porn. I've been single for like 8 years. You're damn right I do. But yeah, it's when you go through the GI Joe forums, and they're really the only ones that I'm really into. Again, like a lot of them aren't going to know what Monster Force are. What they know is that they hate Valaverse. They don't know why they hate Valaverse. They just know they don't like Valaverse because that's what they're told not to. Listen, I don't care if you don't like something. Have a reason for it, But you can just tell, like a lot of them, again, that's what they collected. That's what they see. That's what they want. And it seems like they can't get out of that lane to take a look and say, okay, what is this markup for, the Super 7? Why are they different? Because a lot of people are like, hey, how do the Super 7 Ultimate scale with classified? And you're like, dude, like they're an inch bigger. That's what she said. But yeah, it's again, a lot of them, they're just, and it's cool if that's all you collect. But I think that's why you're seeing them move away from the O-ring. Like they don't want the O-ring anymore. Valaverse is not that bad. It's just that it had no. Listen, the Valaverse figures are good figures. The original line had some issues. The biggest issue is they need to be heated up. All right, there was some breakage, yes, But really, they weren't that bad, or else I wouldn't have continued to buy them. They got better. With every line, they've pretty much gotten better. I thought the females kind of went bad. No, anyone that tells you that the Valiverse figures are a bad figure are just flat out lying. That's all I have to say. They're literally flat out lying because they're good figures. Again, are they perfect? No, but find a perfect figure. Good luck, right? You're not going to find one. Anyway, but again, I think you're also seeing like the adult collector wants the larger figures. A lot of the adult collectors that just want to pick up, they just want to pick up 6-inch figures and display them or do whatever they want with them. They're not trying to world build like the rest of us. Yes, I love my 1/18 scale room. I have the aircraft carriers, mine. I have the Terradrome, it's mine. The headquarters. I have so much shit in there. I love to world build with that stuff, but not everyone wants to do that. They might want to have a small display of it. That's cool. Even look, a lot of the collectors, they collect all different types of things. So if you're getting one small area, you can get a small 6-inch diorama and do whatever you want with it. It's when you're a completionist like many of us, Yeah, in fact, it says, hey, you know what? 1/18 for life. Listen, I still pick it up. I don't buy a lot of it anymore because I put so much effort into what I'm doing here and I enjoy this more. But I went out looking for that A10 Warthog, the Air Force One at TJ Maxx this weekend. Didn't find it. They had a little bird that I thought about picking up, but I want to get the A10. Well, at least I want to see it before I buy it. And of course, people try to say, hey, look at this. If this was a HasLab, it'd be $300. Well, you look at the quality of it, and I saw the quality of this other stuff. They have the quality of what they gave you in the HasLab, even though it did have a few issues. So, okay. I don't have much more to say. That was a good show, though. If you guys have more you want to say, KJ said, I went hard for Valiverse in the beginning. I'll leave it at that. You went hard for it. Listen, they were good figures. There's a lot to like about it. And, if you're just collecting because you like figures, then I tell you, you know what? Continue to buy the Valiverse figures because I don't see them getting worse. I believe it's a very strong figure. I can't say it's a huge, strong figure line because there aren't a lot of figures when you really look at it. A lot of them are the army builders, but they're good figures. So, yeah. Rachel says, I hope they release a Cobra Night Adder with red-eye junkyard head sculpt. I think we're going to get a lot of stuff. I've often said that, the line is over when they finally do an Ice Cream Soldier. Because Lenny keeps telling Emily, nope, I'm never doing the Ice Cream Soldier. So I believe that when Ice Cream Soldier is finally done, that will be the end of the classified line. And how long can it go for? I don't know. But I already heard, I saw someone the other day. Now, whether they were trying to be funny or it didn't really come off that way, but they said they've already done like 80% of the line. And people were like, what? He's like, yeah, classified isn't going that much longer. They've done 85% of the line. And people said, dude, they still have, they said the O-ring line went from 82 to 94. And he goes, anything after 87 is crap. All right, well, then for you, yeah, I guess you'll have to wait till you get all that stuff. But it's like, yeah, there's so many more figures. And I know when people look and they're like, there's already 100 figures out there. There was only 500 O-rings. It's like you realize they may have done 100 figures, but like 3 of them were the same version of Snake Eyes that we have. 2 of them were another version of Snake Eyes. There's a lot of things that people don't take into consideration, along with some of the newer figures, either all new figures. Helix obviously wasn't an O-ring, so yeah. Uh, yeah, exactly. 85% not. No, he said 80%. I don't want to be a dick and say that he said 85. He said 80% if I remember correctly. Yeah. Right. 4 bats, 4 vipers. Exactly. Like there's so many figures, and the whole reason why they don't give you the original O-ring line is because they want to draw you in. They know people would buy the original green shirts and then call it a night, right? But they're not going to do that, and they shouldn't, because it's smart. Okay, so this is actually where you're wrong. There are 3 roadblocks, yes. There's actually only 2 Destros in the classified line. The other one is the retro line, and that's not part of classified because it does not have the numeric value on it. It's kind of a nitpick of mine, but technically, even though I know in my reviews I'll say classified retro, they're technically not part of the classified line, but they're classified figures. Same with like Fortnite Snake Eyes. It's not really part of. See, I don't count that because it still has the same number. The only one that I will count that there is 2 of that have the same number is the Cobra Commander, because it is technically a Regal Cobra Commander with and believe it or not, if you look at the boxes, there is a shade different on the numbers. I know I'm just a stickler like that. Again, I'm not going to start a fight about it and be like pissed off. Yeah, but yeah, it's just me, like how I look at it. I bought them all. I take them back. The only ones that I haven't bought, the only field variant that I bought of those original ones was the Roadblock, and that's because I found it for $8, and I was like, $8, I'll buy it. Even though I do think that the Duke and Scarlet looked better. So, but yeah, again, I'm kind of nitpicking stuff, but that's why I try and like, when people get mad about all the Snake Eyes that they have, you got to look at it in realistic terms. And yeah, so we'll go off on a little. You got to look at it in realistic terms of all the Snake Eyes that have happened, right? Snake Eyes 00, right? That came out. Well, if they didn't release another Snake Eyes right away, people would have been up in arms because not everyone could get it. Not to mention, it was $40. So people would have been up in arms. Like, yeah, you made a Snake Eyes, but not everyone could get it. So you kind of got to remove the 00 Snake Eyes because not everyone was able to get it. And even now, if you want to get it, you're paying, what, $120 for it? And it's gone up on Pulse like 3 times, but it was before it was popular. Then they gave you the second Snake Eyes, right? Okay. You the Fortnite Snake Eyes, again, as I mentioned, that's not actually part of GI Joe Classified. It's more part of Fortnite, but it is that version. Then they gave you Commando Snake Eyes, which is a really good figure. They really didn't need to do a retro carded one, although the retro carded one is awesome. But then they gave you, now I will give you this, they gave you another Snake Eyes, version 2. I still go by the O-ring versions with Timber, right? So that's where you get your first, in my opinion, that's really your first repaint. Yeah, the 00 is a repaint, but not everyone had it. And again, if that was the only one available, people would throw a fit about it. Movie Snake Eyes, yeah, it's part of it, but it's not really Snake Eyes. People don't call it Snake Eyes. No one uses it. Hell, I've even put mine away. The retro one, which is right there. I don't consider that part of classified. You got to remove that off classified. And then you got the desert one. And I do not call the repaint one with the little where they move the dot. I can't use that as another. That was just a field variant. See, now I'm breaking things down that I really shouldn't because it doesn't matter that much. Whew. Hold on, what the hell's going on here? I want to. Tony, did we even talk about the topic of Joe collectors? Yeah. Yes, we did for like 20 minutes. It just didn't last very long. We did. Okay, hold on. Johnny, did you ship the figure out? If you shipped the figure out already, then we did. If you didn't, and you're holding off on that, we did talk about it a little bit. Like again, like I don't know. What do you want from me? We went on like 3 hours and 20 minutes. All right. I want to say I have a life, but I don't. That's why I'm here, entertaining all of you guys. And I gotta say, listen, we got 74 people right now. We hit 90. This has been a hell of a stream, guys. Every single one of you. Listen, I tell you all the time how appreciative I am. Again, this show does not happen without you guys. I mean, it doesn't happen without me. I mean, that's the truth. The show doesn't happen without every single one of you guys. So this week, let's get into a few things. So this Thursday, I'm going to have Shartimus Prime on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I'm breaking it up. I'm changing it because that's when he can do it. I think it's awesome. Again, it is going to help the channel out, but hopefully it will help. It will help get his Kickstarter. Because again, I've watched a lot of what he's done. I watched his thing with Dan Larson today. You know, and he's really out there. He's trying. And I don't think he's trying to shit on people. And he said something that I really liked. He said, listen, when him and Dan were talking about it, they talked about it today and said, hey, there's a lot of, there have been a lot of Kickstarters that have backed and people are just taking the money. And that's what Dan was saying that he was going to do. But he was like, I have too much to lose. He goes, I couldn't go to a convention. He goes, I would lose my whole channel if I did that. He's like, so I have a reputation that I have to stand behind that if this thing does fund, I have to deliver. And I'm with him. And I'm glad that he's very honest about that. And he's right. Like, he wouldn't be able to go to any convention ever again. He wouldn't be able to do his YouTube channel. He'd have 600,000 followers. That would completely fucking destroy him if he stole their money. And again, I'm not even saying that I think that he would. But yeah. I don't even know who Shartimus is. Again, it kind of goes to, are you a GI Joe collector or a toy collector? And how the hell do you find this channel and not find Shartimus? Just asking, not arguing. I'm glad you're here listening to me, because hey, without you guys, especially without you, Johnny. Just so if you guys haven't figured out, Johnny is the one that will be donating the figure for the Black Friday giveaway. So I don't know if you wanted me to tell everyone, but I have now told everyone. And I just want to say thank you very much, Johnny. It is greatly appreciated. I'm glad I have good friends that are customizers that will offer something like that, because I have other friends that are customizers that don't offer me nothing. They're actually pretty mean to me. All right. They're mean. They say horrible, awful things to me. Also, Johnny, I'm not going to say your name on Instagram, but when you said to me the other day, I should have just told you this in private, but I did actually tell Tony this, because you're like, dude, I'm in Arizona with Tony. Did you already forget? I'm like, dude, just talked to so many people. I asked Tony, I'm like, hey, do you know who this is? He's like, dude, that's Johnny Reno. I'm like, well, that's not his fucking name on Instagram. Like, your name's not even close. So, sorry, Johnny. I didn't know who you were when you offered, like when you sent that to me and offered it to me. And I was like, okay. So anyway, Shartimus Prime. This, I love that whistling. This Thursday, and then we'll go back into doing everything again Monday, and then the following week I'm going to have Jay Bartlett on, which you've probably seen me over there chatting with him in the chat and everything. And I was even on his stream a couple weeks ago on Saturday. So anyway, that's where it goes. Not this Friday. The following Friday, we're going to do another members only stream. It'll be on a week that I don't have my kids, so I don't have to feel like I'm ignoring them. I feel like I ignore them enough as it is. But hey, they're teenagers. They don't really want to talk to me anyway, right? One's 17, one's 14, and believe it or not, the girl 14-year-old is easier to come sit with me and watch TV than the 17-year-old son, who is locked in his room playing. Well, he's playing PlayStation because, as we found out with Bobby B, that Xbox sucks. Yep, and we're definitely gonna be stalking the Street Humans with him. I do have some questions that I'm going to ask him. And again, there's some questions that I already know and he's talked about it, but there are some things that, again, a lot of you guys don't know who he is. And it's all thank you to Ted Darklaw from Hella Dope Toys. When he was on there, I was in there chatting, and he said, hey, you know what? You should go on his show. He does a really good job. I really do appreciate everyone that tells me that I do a good job with my interviews when I do it, because I'm not a journalist. I'm not in the media. I just try and sit back and have a conversation and try and get to know someone and try and get you guys to know someone. Every time that someone, gives me a compliment, I want you guys to understand it means the world to me. It really does. And again, here I'm rambling on for 3.5 hours here. But yeah, so, and when people come in and, say shitty things to me, I ignore it. I don't really block anything unless I need to get you. I don't really block anything or delete anything unless you're trying to do that whole, like, people trying to, housing here and, let me buy your house, or here's how to make this, like, shut the fuck up. You're a bot. So that's what we're going to be. And again, we are going in November, so the next time you will see me will be November. We will be doing another Black Friday giveaway, which again does happen on Black Friday. We're going to see how that goes, because it might be a short video, since it's going to be on Friday. And when I did the last one, I was just starting to do the streams, so I didn't have everything in order. Hey, I knew Agent Felix Revere is out. Moodwreck wasn't first, and he still did it. Oh, well, good for him. Maybe he's finally learning. You probably paid the overnight fees to get it. No, you won't. I'm just kidding. And Ronan, nice to see you here. Yeah, I should be off. I should be laying in bed getting ready to crash, but I'm not. I'm sitting here looking at Roman, and he's like, you're an asshole. But, all right. So we're going to wrap it up. I will have the Agent Felix review. Probably, I know. It's in Stowe, Ohio. And it's saying that it's supposed to come in on the 2nd, which means that if it comes in on the 2nd, I'll be doing an interview with Shartimus. So I'll probably do it later on that night and drop it on Monday. And if things go right, shooters should be shipping, because according to Walmart, it was supposed to show up it's supposed to be released on the 1st. And Walmart's really been on that, at least recently, dropping it. So, and Roman the dog, night everyone, woof woof. Okay, so I am gonna close it down now. Thank you guys again, I really do mean it. 68 of you are still watching 3.5 hours later. This is absolutely wonderful. Again, I feel better on this stream. Again, you do all these things, and some ones you feel good, sometimes you don't. This one I felt really good, even though, according to Tony, I didn't talk about the topic. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't talk too much about the topic. I have these big plans, but then again, when you're talking to yourself, they go pretty quickly. So anyway, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys all back here Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, it's going to be early. I don't know if we can go an hour or 2 hours, what we're going to go. It's his brother's birthday, he said, so I don't think that he's going to be around very long. So it might be maybe my shortest live stream ever, which would be shocking all of you. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful night if it's still night. Wonderful morning if it's morning for you guys.